Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Northman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Northman.
It is a great day to be alive on this Thursday. Kyle Brust and Northman across ESPN Wisconsin. My name is Ben Brust. Alongside me, Packer backer, Wisconsin backer. The big day. His wedding's getting closer by the day. Kyle Wallace.
Indeed.
Conversations are happening.
Yeah, a lot of conversations happening as we get closer.
Are they going well?
They're going.
Okay.
They're going.
That did not sound confident.
I mean, what can I say? I'm a sucker for women in my life.
No, you just do what they say.
I negotiate.
No, you don't.
I would
attempt to negotiate.
I negotiated.
Are you standing on business, Kyle? Plain and simple.
I'm not. I don't think I'm standing on business for is money spent. Other than that, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're getting owned in this process. Brad Northman, longtime NFL punter, Super Bowl 50 runner-up to my left. Bradley?
Good day, fellas. Kyle, I wonder, maybe I should save this question for when Alex Stroth is actually here, but he's a newly engaged man. What sort of advice would you give Alex Stroth for the engagement period?
Well, it's different. Me and Alex Stroth are in two different spaces in our lives,
and you're two different creatures.
Yeah, creatures. And, I don't know his financial situation, but
Enough said. 800-990-3776. That's 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talk and text line. List is more. You can get in the show anytime that you would like. Also, you can see us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Great time yesterday watching some gym class at Monticello High School supporting Bank CMG.
I miss gym class.
Yeah.
All-star.
I was thinking about that all day.
Your shoulder's been hurting for like 6 weeks, so you wouldn't be 6 months. You wouldn't be able to do anything anyway.
No, actually, when I caught the ball yesterday and I threw it to the kid, my shoulder hurt.
Oh, my gosh.
Bro, I have something wrong with my rotator cuff, and I should be getting workman's compensation because it happened. We were doing the Magic Brew stuff.
Why don't you get it checked out?
The way my bank account and our insurance is set up, it ain't worth it. We'll be all right. We'll just keep rehabbing, self-rehabbing.
And this is when it just continues to get worse, and then it's like, oh, you need surgery.
And then you'll be 45, and you'll say, geez, I should have
went to the doctor.
As long as they say I don't need it amputated, I'll be all right.
Amputate?
That's
if I still can have my limb, I'm good.
It's a little strong. What I do know is I feel like I'm so frustrated for Bucs fans. You know why? Because after the trade deadline, when Giannis posted the Wolf of Wall Street, I'm not leaving. Say it. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. Right? It was a moment where everyone could feel a little bit of relaxation. But then we've had conversations and heard of conversation with Malik Andrews about if the Bucs don't have the first it was the piece of steak. Once you taste the steak that is a NBA championship, you want to taste it again.
You can't go from eating Wagyu back to just basic regular flat
ground
steak.
beef,
regular degular. Can't have that. And then he talked to Malik Andrews over the All-Star weekend and says, I'm committed to the Milwaukee Bucks. And then there's a portion where he ends up talking about as well of, I might have to pivot if there is no opportunity to win a second championship. Yesterday we replayed audio from April of last year talking to his brother Thanasis about how important it is to win a second championship. Now, there's no audio because it's in Greek, and none of us know Greek, and if you know Greek, good on you. I don't. From Euro Hoops, Giannis Antetokounmpo speaking to Cosmote TV about his future. I am now with the Milwaukee Bucks. It's not up to me. If it was up to me, maybe I would have already have left. It will be in my hands next summer when I will be a free agent. So here's how I read this. At this point, he is putting it on the Milwaukee Bucks this coming summer in June what they want to do. And ultimately it comes down to when they put that big old Supermax in front of him, around $270 million. And if he signs that, I'd feel pretty good. But if he doesn't, then the Bucks would be forced to likely have to move him. And again, if nothing happens from either of those scenarios, then he's walking. He is. Like, that's the reality. If he's going to the open market, it's because he didn't sign a supermax and he's been with this team and they don't have the assets and they aren't building towards winning a championship, which is a number one goal, where it's like, why did he put out that video for the short-term gain of bringing people back in when now the conversation continues to shift towards his future uncertainty with the Milwaukee Bucks?
Yeah, it is strange to try to dissect because it seemed like all of Giannis's conversation, dating all the way back to being on the analysis show, when he said winning a second championship is important for his legacy. It's the most important thing yet. Earlier in the season, saying I'm a Milwaukee Buck day by day. Even these recent quotes, as recent as the All-Star weekend, right? So this is after the trade deadline, and he's saying these things, and recently to Cosmo TV, which, in Greek, I might have already left, end quote. Quote, it'll be in my hands next summer when I'm a free agent. To me, he's already declaring he's not going to sign that Supermax. Signing the Supermax is the final thing the Bucks could do to try to entice him to stay. More money, legacy, loyalty being here. But Giannis already seems like he's made up the decision in his head that he's going to be a free agent next summer. Now, maybe that would change if he gets traded to a different team and he signs an extension there, but he is making it clear a championship is his first priority. And with him saying, when I'm a free agent, I put the now pressure on the Bucks to not let that happen. And the only way I see that not letting it happen is to trade him. And my concern is this has gotten out there. Teams know about it. Teams know more than we even know, more than the public knows. So they could just sit back and say, well, we're just going to wait until he's a free agent. We get to give up nothing then. So the Bucks might have lost their greatest opportunity with the most leverage to trade Giannis this last trade deadline. They might not be able to get ever more than they would have gotten a couple weeks ago. That's my concern. And if they don't trade him this summer, they are risking losing him for absolutely nothing. And that would be a death sentence to the organization.
Kyle, your team lose, tank, get the best asset. Where are you at?
Well, I'm team lose tank because I fully understood all the tea leaves and the droplets that Giannis was putting out there.
You watch a lot of reality TV.
Yeah, and them breadcrumbs, if you pick them up and you eat them and you test it out and you investigate, you realize that Giannis is not 100% committed to being in Milwaukee. And the Bucks as an organization are not in a position to sit here and risk losing Giannis and not getting anything for him. He has made it extremely clear exactly what he wants. And what's crazy is this. Giannis, I feel like, has done more interviews, one-on-one interviews in the last 3 weeks than I've seen him do in the last 3 to 5 years. Giannis has literally spoken to multiple journalists, like literally.
Locally, nationally, globally.
He gave Eric name. He gave Jim, I don't want to mess up his name, from
Jim.
Journal Sentinel. He gave them individual interviews. He gave Malika Andrews an interview. He talked to Cosmo TV, and all of the messaging has been extremely consistent. It has been he is unsure whether or not he wants to commit to Milwaukee. And what just came out from Cosmo TV, a Greek media station, is saying that he's going to become a free agent at the age of 32 if he's still in Milwaukee. He said if it was up to him, he doesn't know if he would still be in Milwaukee. That, to me, is letting me know that this guy is thinking about a future that does not include me. If I'm the Bucks organization, I take that seriously, and I don't allow for Giannis to make that decision. I make the decision for him. Sometimes things don't end like a fairy tale. Guys don't always stay with one organization to finish their career. The greatest players of all time, when you're looking at whether it's Kareem or whether you're looking at LeBron or whether you're looking at my GOAT MJ, none of them started and finished their career with the exact same team. And unfortunately for us,
Michael counts.
Michael does count because Michael left. He did. He went to a whole another organization, went to a whole different team, went to Washington. And so it's not going to be that for Giannis, and that is okay, Bucks fans. We should be thinking about the future without Giannis. He brought this city a championship for the first 50 years, and now he can also be part of bringing the team a championship within the next 10 to 15 years by trading him away, getting assets that can help you build for the future. Because if he walks, then we will be waiting another 50 years until we win another title. If you trade Giannis, then maybe the wait might be only 5 to 10 years. That is why you must trade Giannis this offseason, because he does not seem like he is going to commit to Milwaukee come signing that extension.
Hector in the 414 chimes in on the Carbless Talking text line. Attention is one hell of a drug. Giannis needs to stop seeking that attention and start practicing his free throws. I love Giannis, but this has to stop. It's getting so annoying.
Well, it is interesting because you're right. I mean, he has been more spotlight for the media interview perspective than ever before. And it seems unlike his personality, right? He usually is more of a, living in obscurity kind of guy. So this is strange for him, but I can't help to think it's all about positioning. And I don't think he's trying to purposely ruin the Bucks' trade position to erode leverage for them. But that's exactly what he's doing, guys. Mm-hmm. He is, with every comment about leaving, he is hurting the Bucks' leverage for a trade, because it's exactly what you said, Ben. I'm going to be a free agent next summer. That's when he'll be in control. That is ruining the Bucks' leverage. Teams could wait. Teams could view it as a rental. That means we're going to get less from it. And the Bucks are going to be forced to take whatever they can get from it. That's why I'm concerned they won't ever get a better deal than they had at the trade deadline. And if they trade him this summer, or maybe even worse, during the season next year, it's going to continue to erode his trade value.
And Hector, I see this as well. The problem with this thought is it's not apples to apples, because he says the Bucks might need to take the Packers approach and get rid of their best players a few years before it's past their prime. The difference between the Packers and the Bucks is, from an organizational standpoint, the Packers have had foundational pieces that they've been able to build around with a larger team, right? A larger team. The assets that you have in the NBA, they went all in to win a championship by utilizing as much draft capital as possible, bringing Drew Holiday in, bringing Wave, stretching Dame, and so you get to a point where I don't disagree that it would have been very interesting to see if they moved on from Chris at his peak, or Brooke at his peak, or Bobby at his peak, and what they could have brought in. But ultimately, in 2022, after they won a championship, Chris just happened to get hurt. If he doesn't get hurt, I think they do beat the Celtics and go to the NBA Eastern Conference Finals.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Agree.
So,
I
like,
agree. They were still cooking.
And at that point, in 2023, Giannis gets hurt the next year, and then you have Dame coming along, who is also getting hurt in the playoffs. They made moves to maximize the window that they had with Giannis. Some worked and some didn't, and it put them in this situation now where they're trying to figure out how to balance having Giannis, but also realizing they don't have the assets to put the second championship and confidence in front of him.
Well, the difference, too, between the Bucks and the Packers are every time the Packers move on from a legacy piece, a generation-defining piece, Favre, Rodgers, even great wide receivers, they filled the coffers years earlier. We could maybe even be hard on the Packers for saying you're too draft and develop. You're too thinking about the future when you should be thinking about now. But every time you moved on from Favre, you had Rodgers. When you moved on from Rodgers, you had Love. When you moved on from Jordy Nelson, you had Devontae Adams. They always filled the coffers and then moved on. The Bucks, they have the complete opposite of that. It's all Giannis dependent. There's nothing behind them. So that's why your only choice is to try to reset the clock and go back to it, because you're right. The Bucks, we had our era. We had our greatness era to win a championship. I say it started in 2019 when they lost in the Eastern Conference Finals to the Raptors. Then you had 2020 in the bubble. 2021, they actually won it. In 2022, Chris gets hurt, you lose to the Celtics. Those 4 years, those were your championship years. Then everybody got old and hurt, and it was over. You're lucky you got one. Maybe in the perfect world, you win 3 of 4. It's a mini dynasty, but you got one. That was your time. Now the Bucks need to think about the future.
And that's the reason why when they gave John Horst an extension, I was so upset about that. Because think about it. You have a first-round pick in the number 23 pick with A.J. Johnson. I understand how hard it is to find guys in the NBA draft outside of the lottery, but you drafted A.J. Johnson, and he done floated around to multiple teams now, right? So obviously that kid still hasn't been able to find his footing in the NBA. The fact that they have missed on so many opportunities to find guys that can be solid pieces around Giannis is part of the problem. So this isn't 100% Giannis's fault. Yes, he wanted to keep Chris Middleton. He wanted to keep Brook Lopez. He wanted to keep Bobby Portis. He wanted to keep all these guys around him. But at the end of the day, even if we would have gotten assets for these guys, what would they have become? Would they have become actual young draft picks that Giannis could have looked forward to building? Because if you trade guys in 2022 and now we're in 2025, 2026.
He couldn't have traded after a championship.
No. Well, after the 2022 season. After the 2022 season, then maybe you get some assets back, but do you trust that John Horst would have got those assets and would have made something happen? That I can't be 100% sure of.
Yeah, thinking about all these opportunities to trade, something I would never trade? That's an ice cold carbless. I would never trade an ice cold carbless. I'm already thinking about tonight, guys. Lexi told me as I was leaving the door. She said, Brad, tonight I'm making nachos, a whole nacho tray. It's a rarity in the Nortman household. They are, of course, healthy chips and healthy cheese and lean meat, but it's the best thing I can get. So I'm already thinking, man, that's going to pair perfectly with the margarita variety pack. Margarita, my true OG. Every time I taste it, I think about that first time I had carbless. But there's the raspberry margarita, mango margarita, strawberry margarita, going perfect with a nacho tray that Lexi's going to make tonight, because that carbless is bold on flavor. So every time I taste those margarita flavors, whether it be the original or the variety of flavors, boy, it is perfect. And it feels like a Thursday type of celebration. And I can do that all in a guilt-free fashion. No sugar, no carbs, 100 calories, gluten-free, of course, and the perfect level of carbonation. So I can have one after another. No upset stomach, but just enough to quench that thirst in between every bite of those nachos that next Lexi's going to make tonight. Make carbless your choice tonight on a Thirsty Thursday, or as we go into the weekend, and you can discover why less is more with carbless.
What I do know is we've been talking about too much disrespect Jordan Love is getting this offseason. Finally, something positive about Jordan Love comes out. It might be from the nerds, but we'll take it and dive in next. From Pro Football Focus, it's Kyle Bruston-Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
This is Kyle Bruston-Nortman.
These hands are not made for fixing anything in a house. I'll make a phone call, and I'm cheap, but I ain't that cheap. I got my guys. Got my handyman. Shout out to Chris. Under the table.
Just like that, dude's getting audited now.
Yeah.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Yeah, coaching matters a lot, and we've fallen short. Those are the facts. Matt LaFleur's on the clock, man. And I know he got an extension, but I'll say this. If they revert and don't get better, you're evaluated on your results.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Everybody knows, it's championship or bust. That is what Green Bay is. And unfortunately, we've had 15 years of bust.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is teeing up the third tournament of the season with another can't-miss event and $1,000 in cash prizes up for grabs. Hey, ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Olson, inviting you to a two-man scramble at the iconic TPC Scottsdale, all played on Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center's spacious state-of-the-art simulator. Sign up now at wisconsindoorgolfcenter.com. It's just $120 per team, and teams must get their round in by February 28th. Your chance to take on TPC Scottsdale starts today at wisconsindoorgolfcenter.com.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. Well, here we are. It is 2026. Remember last year when you said never again? Did it work? You didn't start your business to spend lots of time doing bank reconciliations, cash flow projections, or inventory analysis. Let us help you keep your New Year's resolution to stay on top of your finances and keep your books up to date. Don't do the same thing this year and expect different results. Start the year off on the right foot by calling the Neal Group to help you understand your numbers and make them better. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call 414-325-2040 now to set up a meeting to see how you can make 2026 the best year ever. The first meeting is free. That's 414-325-2040, or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net.
It doesn't get any headlines just to be silently good. Big Fish Contracting, we say renovating homes, redeeming an industry.
It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
We're not only educating homeowners, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us. And there's just such beauty in it, If anyone is considering reaching out to us,
or you can check us out on our website, bigfishcontracting.com.
At Associated Bank, we thought about speaking like other banks with hoity-toity names like Total Privilege Pay or something. But we don't speak bankish, we speak your language. When we say 2-day early pay, we mean you get paid 2 days early. $50 overdraft grace zone? That's a grace zone of up to $50 if overdrafts happen. And maintenance fee-free account? Well, that speaks for itself. At Associated Bank, we get you. That's why we've got you. Learn more at associatedbank.com/YouGotThis. Member FDIC.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products pricing and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geist today. For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geistdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Bradley Nortman with Chris Larson running the show. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talk and text line. This is more. You can find us on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. The transition from Giannis into the Green Bay Packers, as we've heard a lot about Jordan Love, and specifically NFL.com having him the 14th ranked quarterback of all quarterbacks that started games and taking the totality of the regular season and the postseason, which was egregious. And finally, Brad, I'll toss it to you. You're the numbers guy. You probably look at this more than anybody. And I'm going to let you go, but I also, at the end, I want you to tell me why we should care about what the nerds think.
Oh, guys, when we grew up, we laughed at the nerds, didn't we? I was part of the nerds, so maybe we didn't laugh at them completely. But every time, we are now in lockstep with the nerds and what all the analytics say. And every time you take anything that can be analyzed, statistically expressed, everything says the same thing, and that is Jordan Love is a top NFL quarterback, and that goes no further than Pro Football Focus. Now, Pro Football Focus isn't perfect, but it is the closest thing, in my opinion, to a fair, objective, numerical-based evaluation of NFL players. And a lot of times when you hear it, you say, okay, yeah, obviously it trends in the direction of high Pro Football Focus grade production on the field. So I take a lot of stock in what Pro Football has to say, not what some random NFL.com article that gets us all stirred up. And what is Pro Football Focus saying about Jordan Love? Well, let me tell you. They're saying that he's basically a top 5 quarterback. If not top 5, then knocking on the door of top 5. Because let me just tell you, so they came out with an article listing the top 101 players of the NFL season based on Pro Football Focus analytics. Now, they've released all but the top 20. So we don't know who the top 20 is, but they have 101 through 21. Let me tell you where Jordan Love is. He is 37th. Now, the question is, well, where does that look like compared to other quarterbacks? Justin Herbert, 99. Sam Darnold, 93. Brock Purdy, 81. Trevor Lawrence, 72. 57 is Joe Burrow. 45, Dak Prescott. Our boy Jordan Love, 37. And Drake May, who lost out on MVP by just one vote, is 25. Now,
who does that leave that has not been, in the top 20?
So that leaves Josh Allen, who'll be in the top 20.
Fair.
Mahomes, kind of a down season for him, but he still actually had a pretty good year. He'll be in the top 20, I'm sure. And Matthew Stafford, the MVP winner. Now, the one dark horse might be Jared Goff because he's kind of statistically impressive, but he's the only. But it would still surprise me if he's in the top 20 because I don't think he had a better season than Drake May. So I'm pretty sure and he had kind of a down season. It'll just be Josh Allen, Mahomes, and Stafford. That would put Jordan Love at number 5. Maybe Jared Goff is in there. Would you put him at number 6?
Either way, this is where it feels like the conversation should be for Jordan.
It absolutely does, because I think he is better than those other guys I listed. And oh, wait, where is the guy that Jordan Love shares his MVP odds for 2026 season with? Oh, wait, Caleb Williams. Where are you on the list? Nowhere to be found. That's because Pro Football Focus is objective. It doesn't look at the razzle-dazzle in the fourth quarter alone. It looks at the whole product, and the whole product tells you he's not a great pocket passer. He's not very accurate, and he has magic at the end of the game, but that's about it. The numbers tell you that Jordan Love, based on Pro Football Focus, top 5, top 6 quarterback in the NFL, and that is exactly where he should be. And might I say, he is doing that with, I would argue, the least weapons of basically anybody else on the list, and an offensive line that basically underperformed.
They struggled to their standard, absolutely.
Underperformed the whole season. So Jordan Love, rightfully in the top 5 or 6. It's good to see him getting the love he deserves from the nerds of the world who run the world anyway.
It's good to see that the nerds of the world understand how good Jordan Love is. And statistically speaking, I mean, he played less games, but he had a significant impact with the Packers. You saw in the game against the Baltimore Ravens, even though Malik Willis wasn't the problem, it's different when you have your guy out there, right? And you saw his impact in both of the games against the Chicago Bears. He played great in both of those games, and then unfortunately he got hurt in the one game. And I know it was early on, he hadn't moved the ball that well, but it's still nice having your guy. And so I think we have a whole different narrative if Jordan Love stays healthy this year. That's one of the biggest things that I see as a knock on him. But overall, he did more with less, and that's the reason why I give him so much credit of what he's been able to do. So from this perspective, I'm glad Pro Football Focus is recognizing that he is a top 35 or top 40 NFL player, and I think he's going to continue to creep up. And if he was fully healthy this season, I think he probably cracks the top 30. Jordan Love was definitely trending in the right direction, and if he can stay healthy, I think next year will be the year that he finally is going to be in that top 3 MVP conversation. But the big thing now that Jordan Love has to do to quiet all the naysayers and quiet all the doubters is you got to win games when it matters when they talk about the playoff games, right? You got to win the NFC North. You have to start checking off all these team accomplishments because as an individual, you've done a good job. You put up great stats. You show great progress from one year to another, but now is what is your team doing? And if you don't have that team success, that just gives people an opportunity to talk crazy, talk smack, and try to be a denier of your greatness. So I believe Jordan Love overall for this team, he has to take the next step as a quarterback, as a leader to ensure that his team can win the NFC North, to ensure his team can get to an NFC Championship or a Super Bowl, to ensure that his team is competing in each and every game. Yeah!
USA!
Finally!
USA!
Tied 1-1 with 2:04 left in the game. I think it was the captain, Wisconsin Badger Hillary Knight with the goal.
All right.
So just so you know, when Brad was talking, there was a Canada took a timeout. You get one timeout, I think, in a game for each side. Canada, and in the crowd, they were doing this. And if you can see me on YouTube, I want Kyle and Brad to explain it.
Oh, the skull.
Oh, the skull chant.
You know what losers
the
do?
Clap over your head.
The skull chant. And that's what Canada was doing. What an absolute dot.
So she was just...
Hillary Knight was at the front, and then she got a little deflection.
Yeah, she just...
The captain.
The goalie, that's what it was.
Captain, the Wisconsin Badger.
That's a heady play.
Sorry.
Right
When USA, the greatest country in the world, when they do something, I go crazy.
Well, I was... an assist from... Layla Edwards.
Another Badger.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I'll say this. Is that I don't watch hockey on a day-to-day basis. And, we have a wonderful women's hockey team, and I usually try to watch when they're in the NCAA tournament winning national championships. But outside of that, we ain't watching hockey like that. But whenever you have on the red, white, and the blue, and you have that US of A, as you say, Ben,
the US of A,
all of a sudden this becomes so much more interesting for me. Think about Jordan Stolz. How many of y'all watch speed skating outside the Olympics?
He was electric to watch.
But that is, everybody stops and wants to watch because he's from Wisconsin, but more importantly, they're representing the United States of America. So that is why the Olympics is so fun, because all of a sudden it gives you something to cheer, and everybody loves America here in America.
Wow, that is electric.
Wow, with 2 minutes to go, too.
I was getting nervous because it seemed like they were just packing it in and just trying to play a whole bunch of defense to...
And for those hockey lovers, I was going to say the Badgers, because there's a lot of Badgers on the team. The USA women's hockey team got a penalty with 6 minutes left, so they had to kill that off and then reshift the momentum and try and get on the offensive zone, and they did. Hillary Knight, the Badger, most women's hockey goals in Olympic history.
15 goals.
How many? This is only her second Olympics, I'm assuming.
Oh,
right?
no. This might be her fourth.
Oh.
I don't know.
What are we, 2026?
I don't know who. So Hillary Knight is, she's old.
12, 16, 22, 24.
Damn, she went to school with you?
I think she was, even if she didn't, I think she probably did because I think this is her fourth. But I know enough to be dangerous, but all I know is that USA scored.
She's 36 years old.
Dang,
you went to
like
school
a
with her.
stud
You don't
out there.
remember?
No, I don't know if I knew any of the women's hockey team.
No.
You know anybody on the women's hockey team?
I don't think I knew anyone on the women's hockey team.
So it's different for football players because Camp Randall, you're by the track and field, the volleyball.
Yeah.
I was in the Kohl Center, so we saw the men's and women hockey players a lot more.
Yeah, I knew some of the men's hockey team, but yeah, we saw like most of the track. I guess some basketball here and there, but yeah, most of the.
Thank God! All right, 10 seconds and then I can reassess what's going on. Oh my God!
Oh, shot on goal, almost had it.
Because if this goes to overtime, we can all take a deep breath. But we cannot lose to Canada. I've been thinking, they were minus 500 to win the game on the money line. Can't lose to Canada.
Cannot, will not.
Whew.
USA.
Sigh of relief.
But you see the excitement you had when they scored that goal? That's the level of excitement I want to have in a playoff game for the Packers again. It's been entirely too long. That Dallas game is now so far behind. I was a different man at that time.
You were a different man.
Yeah, so I want to have the joy of watching my Packers win in the playoffs. And this year, I thought I was going to have it. The first half was fantastic.
We were all different men. You didn't even have your daughter at that point, right, Ben?
It was right before she was born. I think.
When?
When the Packers beat the Cowboys.
No way. Yeah, no.
What do you mean, no way?
You and I
didn't
were
have
both,
a kid.
She was born 2024, was she not?
And that was 2023 season.
Yeah.
January.
Yeah. And so
27th.
Oh, yeah, it was right. The Packers.
It was before it.
It was, it was right before.
So when the Packers.
He said, no way.
Was I wrong?
Dallas,
No way.
Ben and I were childless. You were not engaged. Strofe was not. Strofe wasn't even part of the show at that point.
He was not.
He's still living in Madison. That was a long time ago.
Huge goal by the United States as they head into overtime. 1-1. It's Kyle Brust-Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
Dang, 36
Nothing gets me more juiced up than the Olympics. How come I didn't wear my USA gear today? I am very upset with myself, but I'm never upset when I get $5.99 tavern-style pizzas from Screamin' Sicilian February 12th through the 18th. Which means, I got to move on for y'all because I got another great deal for you. How about $5.99 at Sendik's through the 24th for tavern-style pizzas? More toppings, more flavor, more amore. And just to reaffirm that is $5.99 for Screamin' Sicilian tavern-style pizzas at Sendik's. And Frozen Pizza Friday is on the horizon. You have that tomorrow. We'll be giving away a Frozen Pizza Friday winner on Kyle Brust-Nortman. Gosh, did I enjoy so much of that goal from Hillary Knight. Find what that screaming pleasure is all about and taste it in your local grocer's freezer with Palermo's. Whew, deep breath. USA! 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 Is there anything more fun saying score or goal?
I mean, the goal is great. I can't wait to the World Cup this summer, too.
Let's go. We'll be back coming up next.
This is Kyle Brust-Nortman, KBN.
If his butts are candies and nuts, we could have a party.
See, I
You
got
were
nuts.
way off.
I said if and buts were peanuts and nuts, and then I didn't know the rest.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We need to optimize the PID controller for smoother robotic movements.
Our data analysis shows a significant correlation between the variables in both control groups.
But this shows you've experienced an acute myocardial infarction.
As you'll see on the syllabus, this course will largely focus on the Mesozoic era.
Get your child the access every child deserves. Enroll your K through 8th grade child by February 28 at Milwaukee College Prep, mkeprep.com/enroll.
Now, we all experience daily struggles, and with so many concerns to be conscious of, breathing should not be one of them. Mark Tauscher here for Advent, and if you're like me and have had snoring issues, sinus problems, or difficulty breathing, then you'll want to meet the team at Advent. The team of Advent specialists have a few simple steps to help evaluate your individual limitations and get you back to breathing well. Since Advent addressed my snoring and nasal breathing issues, I feel great. I've never slept better, and my wife Sarah is incredibly appreciative. The team of Advent specialists listened to my struggles, found the best solution for me, and customized it to my needs. Take my word for it and go to adventknows.com to learn more about simple solutions to snoring, sleep apnea, and nasal breathing problems. And schedule your appointment today, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
With your Saganiac Planning Marquette recap, I'm Chris Larson. Marquette dropped their third straight, falling to number 17 St. John's 76-70 at Fiserv Forum. The Golden Eagles are down 9 at halftime, but showed fight in the second half, clawing back to make it a one-possession game late. Sophomore Royce Parham, who was in foul trouble most of the night, paced Marquette with 13 points.
Fadeaway six-footer around and out, tapped up and in. Is that Royce Parham?
It was Parham.
Marquette now sits at 9-18 overall and 4-12 in Big East play. They'll try to regroup on Tuesday when they visit Georgetown.
Medicare won't cover everything. That's why you should consider a Medicare supplement. WPS Medicare Supplement Insurance helps reduce those out-of-pocket costs when you need medical care. And it's guaranteed renewable for life as long as premiums are paid. Call Saganiac Planning today, 262-783-6161. Ask about WPS Medicare Supplement Insurance. The intent of this advertisement is solicitation of insurance. Contact may be made by the insurer or a licensed agent. Neither Wisconsin Physician Service Insurance Corporation nor its agents nor products are connected with the federal Medicare program.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Welcome to guided meditation. Close your eyes. You're at the beach. The seagulls are calling. You take out your iPhone 16e you got from Cricket and use Apple Intelligence to clean up that selfie you just took. It's a good one. You send it to your friends instantly thanks to reliable nationwide 5G. They're totally jealous. Get iPhone 16e for $49.99 when you switch. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Requires new line on the Supreme Unlimited plan. First service charge and tax due at sale. $25 activation fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See store for details.
At Ewald Automotive Group, we believe in life, liberty, and the pursuit of lower payments. That's why we're giving you $1,500 over book value for your trade. Get into a new vehicle with payments starting under $250 a month. Over 1,400 vehicles backed by our low price guarantee. $1,500 more for your trade. Payments starting under $250. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of lower payments. Based on Kelley Blue Book Fair Trade Value. Applies to 2013 or newer model years. Payment offer on select vehicles with approved credit. Expires month end. You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Currently in our offices, there is the company awards going around company-wide. LA, New York, Chicago, Cleveland, Wisconsin. And I was up for Unselfish Teammate of the Year in a company of 550 people. Mayor, you know what's more selfish than me? Doing the award show when we had the United States-Canada game on the big screen.
That's so selfish.
I have never been happier to be able to watch that goal to tie it 1-1 in the gold medal game against Canada.
The place would have went crazy upstairs. Would have cheered.
I went up there to check the pulse of everybody, and I was like, oh, they're all watching a company call right now.
And you can't redo that moment.
You cannot replicate a live moment like that.
Because you're going to see it in the highlights and be like, oh, that's awesome. But the goal to tie it 2 minutes to go, even if and when they go into overtime and win, this is more electricity. Has to.
I mean, yeah, tying it with 2 minutes left, especially when it's getting closer and closer to your fate being a loss.
I mean, I know we were talking about Pro Football Focus and finally something about Jordan Love being respected versus disrespected. I have no idea what Kyle was saying.
To ensure that his team is competing each and every game.
USA!
Finally.
USA!
All right.
Wow, with 2 minutes to go.
1-1 with 2:04 left in the game.
It was
I
getting
think
tight.
it was the captain, Wisconsin Badger Hillary Knight with the goal. I
All
couldn't
right.
even
All
go
right.
up to the people in the office and talk about it. Like I wanted to share some excitement. We have some Badger hockey jersey, women hockey jerseys up there.
We do.
That moment was stolen from them.
That
stolen because
Craig
of our company
Karmazin
award.
is stealing joy from this company.
The poor girl who wore a U.S. women's hockey jersey today, who loves the hockey program,
Loves them.
didn't even get to see the Badger score right now.
And an assist from a Badger.
Yeah, like she's gonna sit there and be like, I missed it.
And there's
all
been
because of-
been a push to when meetings are happening, everyone gathers in closer, laptops down, eyes up. You couldn't even secretly stream it and go.
I know. Nobody knew because I snuck over to an area where a couple market managers were standing because other teammates sit down. I was like, what's better than watching these Carmies right now? Watching USA score a goal with 2 minutes left, and they were like, "No way, that happened." I was like, "Yes." They have no one has any idea what's going on up there, and there's so many people that were super pumped about this game today.
I guess what a concept when you're at work, you have to work.
But we're a sports media company, Kyle.
I get it. I know. But at work, I guess you don't get to see what's on TV. Boy, things have changed. Our parents would never.
Never what? Watch?
Would never be watching sports back in 1990 or 1980.
What are you talking about?
My dad told me a story. I saw Barry Richter, who played professional hockey, played for the Badgers, son of Pat Richter, at the Howard Moore premiere documentary on Thursday in Madison. And we were just talking about the Netflix documentary that came out for the Miracle Team, because now that they're older, it was really cool to hear their stories, and the movie's great. But when you get to see the guys who really lived it, and there's a good majority of them still around, which is wonderful, tell those stories. We were talking about that, and my dad, was telling them the stories. I told, I think he was involved with the church or something at the time. He's like, I told Pat, I'm skipping. USA plays Russia.
Oh, he's skipping church now.
Oh,
yes.
No, I mean,
yes.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't skip church. I would definitely be there.
You look it up right now, Kyle?
I wouldn't have.
So we did the equivalent. We skipped
was
the
good
Carmies.
versus evil with USA and Soviet Union.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't go as far as saying anything further than that, but
it's we ended the Soviet Union in that hockey game.
Gosh, that was electric.
That was awesome. That was an awesome play.
So, Brad, what's next on the Pro Football Focus? Ledger
Wait,
here.
you don't have a take on Jordan Love, or you just over it?
Me?
Well, what Kyle was saying was that.
Yeah, I have no idea what he's saying.
Okay.
I mean, you guys don't understand. When the World Cup or the Olympics come around, I already know if the men's hockey team wins the semifinal when the Sunday. Our Sunday morning. I'm good. I got something on Saturday night. I don't care if I'm up till 1 or I'm up till 11 or I'm up till 3 or I go to bed at 9. There will be an alarm set, so I don't miss a second of the gold medal game.
Well, and especially with soccer, you're talking about the World Cup and hockey, where goals are so rare and they're so celebrated. I love football and I love basketball, my two favorite sports, but there's points galore in those moments when goals are scored. Soccer or hockey, that is one of the greatest moments of all.
The theater of the buildup and how you get there and how the way this third period played out, it was so much fun. United States was putting a ton of pressure on. They get an untimely penalty, then they're on a penalty kill. The only goal Canada scored was a shorthander. To start the second period. I mean, I love the theater and the drama of playoff hockey, and in this case, representing the United States and the girls and the women. Just come on now, let's finish it off.
And on the other side, imagine the Canadians who thought they were 2 minutes away from the biggest upset.
Oh shucks!
And then
shucksy doodles, we're going overtime.
I do recall that there. When I went to the World Cup back in 2014, when John Brooks had that goal. And there was a video that was in Brazil. Oh. And so I'll never forget that there was a video on YouTube of people celebrating inside, and I see myself running up and down the aisle celebrating on somebody else's video when we scored that goal.
Diana McGuanago, you're on the Carbless Talking text line with KBN 800-990-3776.
Go USA!
Yeah.
First, I want to know what is always the big hype about analytics, about numbers?
Yeah, Brad, what's the big hype?
Well, you're taking something that's fairly complicated, right? There's a lot of action going on the football field or any sport for that matter. And as opposed to just saying, we're going to take the broad stats, touchdowns, completion percentage, things like that, there's so much more going on when it comes to evaluating a player. Because somebody like Jordan Love, he's affected by the O-line, by the wide receivers, the tight ends, the running backs, and you have to try to isolate those other variables so you can try to evaluate just one singular player. It involves a lot of film study. It involves a little other advanced metrics because you could say, oh, Jordan Love this or that, but he's affected by other people around him. So to give him an objective evaluation, you have to try to slice into just his numbers, and you have to go fairly deep because there's so much going on. So it can get a little bit heady. I agree with that, but you have to look at the trends in the numbers because you could play with numbers all you want. That's why
the Packers played with numbers when they announced the departure and stepping down of Rich Bisaccia.
Yeah,
they highlighted all the good numbers.
I tell you, I need a job to do that type of research to look for all the positives they can find for what I did over the last 4 years.
But
the Kyle Wallace fluff piece.
Yeah, exactly.
If you look at the advanced stats as opposed to saying what does this exactly tell me and get it deep into it. What you want to look at is the trends. And every single advanced analytic, every single advanced statistic points and paints the same picture for Jordan Love. Shows that he is top 5, top 8, great to elite in every single category. The only reason that maybe it doesn't show up exactly consistently on the field is a lot of things going on around him. And he's just not perfect. But that's what it says. Pro Football Focus, advanced stats, isolating all the variables, going deep onto Jordan Love's play, and painting the picture of what it says to you.
Whew. You know when you get that adrenaline rush?
My heart's beating.
It makes me think about getting a pump in too right now, and the Princeton Club comes to mind. In New Berlin, one workout equals one meal. For every check-in this month in February, donations to one meal will be made to the New Berlin Food Pantry. They have Madison locations with great facilities and everything you need as well. And it's about growing in 2026. And the Princeton Club will cheer for you to grow in all areas of your life, but the best way to grow is to have a healthy foundation of a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. So prioritize having the healthy body, and you will grow. And think about if you're looking for an environment that provides clean health clubs, a great environment, but also the necessities to get better, that's the Princeton Club. Each location has that for you, whether it's functional strength training areas, personal training, workout classes, personal training, the best equipment, free childcare with the membership. They have it all. I've got my wife tennis lessons for Christmas. Just got on the phone, paid for those. So now we're going to start planning out our Saturdays when she can get a lesson, I can work out, our kid can go to childcare. They provide everything you need at the Princeton Club, so join for a better tomorrow. Every Thursday, we play Over-Under. It's one of our favorite games. Chris always has some obscure categories, so we got to put our brains together and make sure we're tight here. 800-990-3776. 800-990-3776. Let's go caller 8 and caller 12. 800-990-3776. Caller 8, you're going to get a category from Chris and an over-under. You choose if you believe in us or not. Can I say caller? What did I say, Chris? Sorry, I'm really
caller
frantic.
8 and 12.
8, you get to choose. 12, you're stuck on the other side. Someone's going to walk away a winner. 800-990-3776. That's 800-990. Caller 8, caller 12. Next on Kyle Bruston-Nortman, over-under.
This is Kyle Bruston-Nortman.
Is one of the things that your girlfriend gets upset with is you interrupting her like this?
Probably. I just complimented you. What the hell?
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. On this show, it's always football season.
I'm not overly concerned because it seems as if Green Bay's not overly concerned.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Everybody over there feels like this team was there. We got short-circuited with injuries. We have the right staff, we have the right people, and we have the right players. We just need to stay healthy, and we'll be champions.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
2026 Brewers tickets are on sale now. This year, it all kicks off at our house with opening day at home, followed up with a schedule that's absolutely loaded. Throw in the same flair for the dramatic thrills on any given night. Plus Brewers giveaways you won't forget. And you've got a season you're going to have to see to believe. Don't miss a second of Brewers action this year. The crew is back for more. All Brewers tickets for the 2026 season are on sale now at Brewers.com.
The pursuit of fair wages and top-of-the-line benefits is achieved when the right union has your back. The Sheet Metal Workers Labor Union is extremely diverse, representing Wisconsinites working HVAC, architectural metals, welding, specialty fabrication, and much more. Make great living wages with outstanding benefits, pensions, and apprenticeship programs in trained, safe working environments. The Sheet Metal Workers Union is a leading force in the revitalization of the labor movement in Wisconsin.
Why DIY your frozen pizza toppings when Screamin' Sicilian already went over the top for you? We're talking whole milk mozzarella, heaps of premium meats, a mountain of veggies. Screamin' Sicilian is frozen pizza stacked, no add-ons needed. Mamma mia! Screamin' Sicilian, so loaded with toppings, it's almost cheating. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer section and taste what all the screamin' is about.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
At Citizens Bank, we believe banking is more than transactions. It's about being recognized and remembered. It's feeling like you're understood and supported along the way. It's the small stuff that says, we know you. Because when your bank gets you, banking just feels better. Citizens Bank. Bank where you belong. Learn more at citizensbankwi.bank/belong. Citizens Bank is member FDIC.
Make your fitness goals last with Johnson Fitness and Wellness, the largest specialty fitness retailer in the country with 5 locations in the Milwaukee area. At Johnson Fitness and Wellness, you'll find top-rated treadmills, strength equipment, ellipticals, bikes, and more, all guided by certified fitness experts who match the right equipment to your goals, space, and budget. And with white glove delivery and installation, plus flexible financing options, you can build your home gym with confidence. Visit one of their stores today or online at johnsonfitness.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Time now for Over Under on Kyle Bruston Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Ben Bruss, Kyle Wallace, Bradley Nortman. Chris Larson's running the show.
Will the guys hit the over or will they disappoint? It's time for Over Under on Kyle Bruston Nortman.
All right, guys, over under for today. And I'll go through some obscure lists sometimes, but I think today's list is going to be pretty straightforward. In today's NBA, greatness isn't just measured in championships and MVP trophies, but also reflected in career earnings that tell the story of longevity, dominance, and timing. That being said, today's over-under list is the top 10 players who are the highest NBA career earners. The top 10 players who are the highest NBA career earners, just the money they made off total contracts in the league, no endorsements or any outside venture revenue, nothing like that. So the over-under is set for 6.5.
Okay.
So let me know when you want to start the clock and we'll start it up.
LeBron. We'll start.
Okay, here we go.
LeBron final.
LeBron final, yes.
LeBron, number one on the list with $581.7 million earned.
I'm trying to think of aging superstars.
Steph's the same franchise, so Supermax guys are pretty good. Steph final.
Steph Curry, number 3 on the list with $470.1
I feel like
million.
KD should be on the list.
Oh, yeah, Kevin Durant.
He's jumped around.
He's jumped around, but he's been around a while.
Yeah.
KD final.
Kevin Durant, number 2 on the list with $501.1 million.
Russell Westbrook?
No, I feel like he hasn't been paid. Chris Paul, KD, and Kawhi.
But Chris Paul just retired.
Yeah, but Chris Paul's been around forever, and I'm sure he got some big deals, but he should be on the top.
But I'm saying,
list.
is he a part of the list because he's not an active player?
Oh, is he? Is Chris Paul not? Well,
It doesn't have to be active or inactive. It's just total
And it's gonna be
all time. Yes.
CP3 final.
Chris Paul, number 6 on the list with $404.5 million.
So what do you think of Harden?
2 minutes. Harden should be paid because he gets paid everywhere he goes. Paul George has been paid everywhere he goes.
Ooh, I like PG3.
Yeah, so James Harden.
PG-13 rather.
Yeah.
Let's do Harden final.
Yeah, he should be on the list.
James Harden, number 4 on the list with $411.4 million.
Kawhi got paid multiple times.
Yeah.
So we got PG-13, Kawhi.
Something starts with an S. Oh, Steph.
Something starts with an S.
I was trying to read my handwriting. Let's put. I say go ahead, go with
PG-13.
Yeah.
PG-13 final.
Paul George, number 5 on the list with $406.2 million.
What's the over under 6.5? We just need one more out of 4. Kawhi final.
Kawhi, number 7 on the list with $378.7 million.
I think we got 1 through 7.
Yep, you have 1 through 7 as of right now. Yep.
I still
final
think
3.
Russell Westbrook.
I'm fine with Russ. Russ final.
Russ, number 11 on the list.
Ooh, good guess.
1 minute.
Mike Conley will be interesting because.
An absolutely sick deke. Put it through the 5-hole of the United States of America. Win the women's hockey gold medal game.
We won, they won.
Electric.
What a comeback.
Dude, Canada is shell-shocked.
They are.
Let's go. Let's go.
Wow.
God bless America.
Down 1-0 with 2 minutes left. Hillary Knight, the captain, comes through.
I need to see a replay on that. It happened so quickly.
It looked like the puck was just, it went through her legs.
So she was on the outside of the boards, pushed it across, put her stick over. I think she just jammed it through the 5-hole.
I bet that's pretty fun when they throw off the gloves and run. Oh, look at the coach crying.
Now
we came in second last time in the last Olympics.
I couldn't tell you all I care about is right now.
I don't think we got gold.
Oh, man, those USA hockey jerseys are so sweet too.
We were talking about the skater Stoltz from Kowalskim. He's got a sick like Captain America looking speed skating outfit.
I like that.
Show the goal. Show the goal. Show the goal. Oh my gosh!
Even the USA team's in.
We won the over/under, and then the United States capped it off just like that. Congrats to Calvin and Madison. No, he took the under. Bryan and Kewaskum. Speaking of Kewaskum.
Hey, Kewaskum. Look at Layla Edwards. All right.
Just to give you the final 3 here: Jimmy Butler, number 8; Dame Lillard, number 9; Anthony Davis, number 10.
AD.
Those make sense.
Yeah.
I can't believe that they were down with 2 minutes left in the third and just won the gold medal.
Only their third gold medal in Olympic.
Canada's had their number. Canada's had their number.
A lot of silvers and bronze and.
The last 15 minutes of real time has been a roller coaster for women's
Canada
hockey.
had a couple of opportunities in the overtime too. Holy cow! Show the goal! Show the goal! Show the goal! Oh man! While we wait for them to show the goal, when we think about champions, there's only one champion that we talk about on Kyle Russ and Norman. Not just one, but she is the utmost champion.
Oh, she is the champion. That's Gina Della from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Of course it is, and she can make you a champion as well, giving your home that championship feel. Because when it comes to renovation and innovation, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin is the go-to place. Because those doors, those windows, you're starting to feel a little bit more of that spring air on its way. You're probably interacting with your windows and doors more often. It's a reminder that now is the perfect time to take on that project because Pella focuses focuses on quality and durability in everything that they do. Go to the Brookfield Experience Center that Pella has. You will be inspired and you will want to take on that project. Tell them KBN sent you, and you're going to be able to enjoy that 0% financing for up to 4 years. 4 years, that's into 2030. The next Winter Olympics will be going on at that point. So 0% financing, 4 years. Check out Pella WI for all of your windows and door needs.
Who, baby?
God bless America. And God bless this Keller woman.
Oh my gosh! You did say the Canadian head coach.
That's our head coach.
Oh, the United States head coach started crying.
Coach. He's crying from happiness tears.
That's good. I thought
you
he
saw that pin on his chest.
Straight.
America,
I thought
baby.
Canadian coaches went straight sobbing after the goal.
That will be a satisfying gold medal right there.
It will be.
On that podium.
Party on, girls!
Beat you at your own sport. How about that?
Man,
Party
they just
on!
Keep on panning to the Canadians, and they just
they have to hang out, don't they, for the medal ceremony?
Well, even the fans.
Oh, this is electric. We're back in 2 minutes. It's Kyle Bruston-Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Oh, wait, Brian Kewaskum. If you're on the line still, let's put you up here. Are there like Kewaskum watch parties for the speed skating?
I'm not exactly sure. I know that the kids at school watched it. I sub-teach, so they were watching it.
It's awesome. USA, back in 2 minutes.
Thank you.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, best-selling author and founder of the Neal Group. Well, here we are. It's 2026. Remember last year when you said never again? Did it work? You didn't start your business to spend so much time doing bank reconciliations, cash flow projections, or inventory analysis. Let us help you keep your New Year resolution to stay on top of your finances and keep your books up to date. Don't do the same thing this year and expect different results. Start the year off on the right foot by calling the Neal Group to help you understand your numbers and make them better. You earned it. We help you keep it. Call 414-325-2040 now to set up a meeting to see how you can make 2026 the best year ever. The first meeting is free. That's 414-325-2040 or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net.
With your Saganiac Planning Marquette recap, I'm Chris Larson. Marquette dropped their third straight, falling to number 17 St. John's 76-70 at Fiserv Forum. The Golden Eagles are down 9 at halftime, but showed fight in the second half, clawing back to make it a one-possession game late. Sophomore Royce Parham, who was in foul trouble most of the night, paced Marquette with 13 points.
Fadeaway six-footer around and out. Tapped up and in. Is that Royce Parham?
It was Parham.
Marquette now sits at 9-18 overall and 4-12 in Big East play. They'll try to regroup on Tuesday when they visit Georgetown.
For more than 40 years, Network Health has been the trusted experts in health plans. Just like you, they're honest, hardworking, and grateful to call Wisconsin home. Whether you're seeking coverage for yourself, your family, or your employees, Network Health has you covered with a range of options, including individual and family marketplace plans, employer plans, and Medicare Advantage plans. Call Steve Llewellyn, Saganiac Planning, 262-783-6161. 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
Hey, this is Gabe Neitzel. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Bruston-Nortman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
1 minute. Mike Connolly will be interesting because.
Oh.
USA!
Absolutely sick deke. Put it through the 5-hole of the United States of America. Win the women's hockey gold medal game.
We won, they won.
Electric.
What a comeback.
Dude, Canada is shell-shocked.
They are.
Let's go! Let's go!
Wow.
God bless America.
Down 1-0 with 2 minutes left. Hillary Knight, the captain, comes through. That was our reaction to the United States of America coming back to beat Canada in the gold medal game. Wow. So fun. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, No Strofe, Chris Larson running the show. UKB Nation at 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talk and Text line, where Liz is more YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Now, speaking of rivalries, as you said, Kyle, beat them in their own game. All they do is play hockey in Canada. And we stomped them. 5-0 in the prelims, win the gold medal. Waddle and Sylvie.
Oh, Sylvie, the smart one of the ESPN Chicago.
Joined Wilde and Tausch earlier today because it sounds like it's a very, very, very high chance that the Indiana Bears are real.
Who would have thought the state of Indiana would have room for 2 football teams within 3 hours of them?
So with that, Wilde and Tausch brought on Sylvie of Waddle and Sylvie, and here's what Sylvie and Jason and Tausch were talking about towards the end of their conversation.
This is great. I'm so excited for this rivalry. It would be great if your fans would turn down the douchiness level from an 11 to maybe a 7. It would be a little more manageable.
It's been a long road for those douchies, though. It's been a long road for the douchies.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
As much as I love Brust, there is no douchier fan on the planet than Brust. So if he can't turn it down to 7, I don't think any other fans are going to turn it down to 7.
What a stray.
Stray? It's not even true. It's not even factual. First and foremost, the biggest lie in that, Sylvie's great. Fan? Ben Brust ain't no fan. Brad, we know what Ben Brust is a fan of. What is that?
That's money.
The team he bet on. He ain't betting on the Packers too often, so I don't know where that comes
from. If I see value in the Packers, I definitely throw money on them.
Yeah, but also, Ben Brust being an 11, hell, Ben Brust is only 11 at hating on the Green Bay Packers. So I don't know
about that. That's a stretch. I'm probably like a 7.5, 8.
Matty Mouse.
Yeah,
well, it's not my fault that Matty Mouse blew the lead, 21-3.
You literally have folks who do not like you in the sports world.
That's fine.
Yeah, because you be on 11 with the hate, and so I just don't understand.
Not hate, accountability.
Accountability, sure, with accountability, and so I absolutely don't understand where this comes from. And despite how big of a hater you may be, or despite of whatever some people may say about how annoying you are not as big as a douche as these Bears fans. These Bears fans are the douchiest of douchey. And the great thing about it, not the great thing, but the crazy part about it is Jason Wilde, who I adore. He used to say for years, I just wish the Bears
were better.
They could finally make it a rivalry, and we actually had something. It would be a great story to talk about. And literally, all it took was 3 games and 6 months of football for Jason Wilde to say, okay,
turn down the douchiness.
Let's turn down the douchiness. Jason, if their Super Bowl is beating the Packers. If they beat the Packers and we win the Super Bowl, you know what they will say? Well, we beat the Packers this season, even though we won the Super Bowl. So, Jason, it's not about winning for them. It's about beating the Packers. So, welcome to the world of douche now that the Bears are actually decent.
Yeah, I think the reason that Sylvie and the Bears fans get so upset is because you grew up a Bears fan just inherently because, that's what your family did. So you just kind of followed whatever they did. But you defected.
Stupid family.
Yeah.
I even like my family.
You defected from the crazy. You had a realization that, you know what? Grass is greener on the other side. You had a light bulb moment and you said, you know what? I don't have to live this way. I don't have to do this. If anything, it's a reflection on Bears fans. Bears fans, they're
I don't even like my brother.
They're self-conscious.
He calls in all the time about the Bears.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true. You have issues.
I call him the delusional fan in the South.
They see someone living their fullest life in Ben Brust, not have to deal with all that Bear chaos anymore, and they're probably feeling a little bit of jealous that he's here north of the border. That's
not that. I just love that, like, the time of which they are in right now is, as Kyle has pointed out many times, they had a really good season for them, right? They hadn't had success. They lost 10 straight games the year prior, and they won. Was it 11 games?
They won 11 games this year.
They won 11 games. So you win 11 games after this suckiness that they've had, and they have the new quarterback, the new flashy, sexy quarterback that's outside of pro football's top 100 players. Yeah. And Jordan Love is, in the mid-30s?
Yeah.
They think he's God's gift because he's able to make electric plays late in games. But we all know he has deficiencies. We all know he has stuff to work on. And all you're going to hear is, His first season with Ben Johnson. Imagine what he can do next year. Well, imagine what you're going to do against the first place schedule. You inherit the Eagles. I know they inherited some other teams as well. That was first place.
The Patriots, I believe the Seahawks.
Get more and more film on Caleb Williams. He is currently as constructed. He's got limitations. He's got end of game heroics, but that's about it.
Also, Micah was not a part of the game in the 21-3 comeback. And if Micah's around, that ain't happening. They ain't coming back with Micah.
You definitely think it's a different story, but it's just so interesting for somebody to believe that the Bears fans aren't terrible. Like they're annoying fans. And to me, I just don't understand how people can find so much joy in simply beating a team. Single team. Like, I found joy out of Bears just constantly losing. But when it comes to winning for the Packers day to day, I'm just happy whenever we win a game. But my goal is winning a Super Bowl. I feel like the Bears fans, when they look at this season, regardless of what happens next year, you know what they're going to talk about? They're either going to say, well, you guys didn't win a championship, or they're going to say, well, we beat you guys last year. That's what matters to them, is beating the Green Bay Packers. And I have much more higher aspirations for my team.
Ryan, the Bears fan in Madison, on the Carbos Talking text line. The Gary Bears whooped that Packer ass in the playoffs. That's all I got to say. Josh Kenosha, you're on the Carbos Talking text line, 800-990-3776 with KBN.
Okay, so you guys want to call us douchey, but for 35 years, we've been owned by you, you know? And now that we've got a little bit of moxie, you guys don't like it.
It's delusional moxie.
Would you guys call yourselves douchey doing the discount double check and telling us you own us? Isn't that kind of douchey?
Well, I mean, statistically speaking, there was facts that
there was a lot of winning. You know, like it's one season versus a way bigger sample size.
Okay, well, are you guys kind of a little scared that the Bears might have actually found a franchise quarterback now?
Nah, not really. I mean, if the Bears back it up next year and win the NFC North, win 11 games, then I'll give them the respect. But at this point now, I mean, the Green Bay Packers earned the right. If the Packers lost 11 straight games to the Bears, guess what? I would just sit down, shut up, and hate the Bears. But I mean, that's not the case. Not the case.
3 out of 4. But the first place schedule only actually impacts 3 games. Because the Packers got to play the Patriots as well, because we play the AFC East, and we play the NFC South. Mm-hmm. So there's only 3 games difference. And the Packers got to play Houston, which that defense is nasty. And then the Packers have to play the Cowboys, which you guys couldn't beat this past season. And then the other team you got to play.
Didn't lose to them either, though.
I'll take that over the Eagles, Jaguars, and Jaguars, and Seahawks any day.
And Seahawks. And you guys got to play the Rams. So your schedule's not that much easier,
I think
any.
I think the bigger thing was even how much validation and credibility is on the Bears season this year, because there are so many one-score games, so many comeback wins. At some point, you have to give credit to them for late-game heroics, but we can all agree you can't rely on that formula. So the Bears had a great season. There's no doubt about it. 11 wins, a playoff win. That's a good season for any team. But when you look forward, I'm not particularly worried about Caleb Williams being that franchise quarterback. There's other areas like O-line and weapons that I think there's much more potential for their team. But you're going to have to figure out a different formula. You can't just have these one-score heroic games
and lean on turnovers.
Yeah. And
that is a hard stat to continue. We saw it firsthand. The Packers led the league in takeaways in 2024, and what happened in 25?
And they went away.
Yeah,
went away. Get those, and it's a huge game changer.
One season can't define you. It's about having a level of consistency. That's why when I look at this Packers team, we haven't gotten to where I wanted to be, but I know where the floor is. I know that this team is going to win 9 games. It's now how do you elevate to get better? That's the big thing that I'm waiting for my Packers. I'm not trying to figure out whether or not what I'm seeing on the field is real or not.
Again, we can all admit every fan base has some douchiness to it.
Man, why are you on their minds all the time? Rent free.
That's what I was thinking too.
It's crazy.
Just
like ending Wilde and Tausch, and they come to me.
Cap brings you up uninstigated, just like Sylvie brings you up uninstigated. You're just sitting there waiting. How can we bring Ben Brust into this?
I mean, if I not shared the, and again, Sylvie, who we played his audio from Waddle and. From Wilde and Tausch. I hate that Waddle and Wilde are at the starts.
Waddle, Wilde, Wallace? What a show that would be.
You're on the wrong side of history. Saturday, December 20th. from Sylvie.
That was after the game?
January 10th. Wrong time to become a Packers fan. I told you. Again, how many times do I have to say it?
Become. That's crazy. You've been doing this radio thing for how long now?
7-8 years.
And so now all of a sudden it's
He's
wrong
a fan.
time to become. They both have called into our show, been on our show on video for multiple years where you've been talking trash about how bad the Bears are, and all of a sudden you've become
They have to paint that narrative for themselves. They're fragile.
Extremely fragile. He needs to jump in the lake. That's what he needs to do.
Kaplan, that's not going to happen. We know he doesn't follow through with anything. Again, we're going to be joined by Jason Wilde next here, and it's fascinating as Kyle brought up. I can't wait to have us ask about it. He's been asking for the Bears to be good, and now he's already sick of the Bears fans in his Twitter mentions. So we'll hear from Jason next, but first, you have an opportunity, Kyle, to tell us about Thanalysis Live, because I know you really resonate with Ric Flair.
A limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling and dealing, son of a gun. Woo! Ric Flair is coming to Milwaukee March 27th at the Riverside Theater. Thanasis Antetokounmpo hosts Thanalysis Live with the WWE Hall of Famer and global icon, Ric Flair. This isn't a cameo. This isn't just some 5-minute interview. This is a full live show full of high energy, unfiltered storytelling, behind the scenes moments you've never heard before. And if you know Thanasis, you know he's bringing all the juice, the energy, the laughs, the surprises. And when Flair grabs that mic, anything can happen. Tickets are limited, so do not wait. Lock in your tickets by going to TALiveshow.com. That is TALiveshow.com for Thanalysis Live March 27th at the Riverside Theater right here in downtown Milwaukee. It is presented by Gruber Law Offices in Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Go to TALiveshow.com to get your tickets. Woo! The Nature Boy is coming to Milwaukee.
Jason Wilde joins us next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
I'm sorry that I don't want to touch Ben's Peter.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Starting off with an accident, westbound 94 at Highway G in Waukesha County, just past Highway 16. The right lane is blocked right now. Lots of emergency crews on scene. Bit of a mess out there, so just be extra careful if you're heading out there. Delays are starting from Highway 16. Westbound also a little bit tight right through the stadium as per usual. 35th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 43, watch for delays from just south of Capitol Drive all the way down over the high-rise bridge. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, rain likely around 1/2 inch with lows of 34. Tomorrow, morning rain to snow mixing over and windy, less than 1 inch in Milwaukee, 1 to 3 inches to the north and west, a high of 48. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
A Road at Night is a documentary chronicling former Badgers player and coach Howard Moore and the 2019 tragedy that forever changed his family. You can see it on the big screen at Marcus Point Cinema in Madison, February 13th through the 19th, with exclusive post-screening panels during the opening weekend. A Road at Night, February 13th through 19th at Marcus Point Cinema in Madison. All proceeds support Howard Moore's ongoing care. Find showtimes and get tickets right now at aroadatnight.com.
Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is teeing up the third tournament of the season with another can't-miss event and 1,000 in cash prizes up for grabs. Hey, ESPN Milwaukee, this is Gary Olson, inviting you to a two-man scramble at the iconic TPC Scottsdale, all played on Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center's spacious state-of-the-art simulator. Sign up now at wisconsindoorgolfcenter.com. It's just $120 per team, and teams must get their round in by February 28th. Your chance to take on TPC Scottsdale starts today at wisconsindoorgolfcenter.com.
Grab the dial and crank it up, baby, because Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee is spinning its Winning Hits collection. Over the next 3 months, you could win a share of over $1 million in prizes. On top of thousands in cash and reward play, you could win one of 3 new Ford vehicles in the grand finale drawings on March 27th. Just play with your rewards card to earn entries. Press play on the Winning Hits collection, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Frank Daniels, our Madison goldsmith, has an idea.
Bring him in.
Hey, Rick. Hey, Sarah. Hi, Monica.
It's great to see you, Frank. What's your idea?
It's a new company policy.
Let's hear it.
You know the world-famous Kessler's warranty?
If you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed. It's just that simple. Even if you lose a diamond, including the center stone, we'll replace it. All maintenance is free forever. Yes, it really is that miraculous.
Every time I hear that warranty, it blows my mind.
I propose we have a jewelry cleaning policy that's as amazing as that warranty.
What would it say?
Bring us your jewelry and we'll professionally clean it. While you wait, for free. You can come in as often as you want, and we don't care where you bought your jewelry. The only thing that matters is that you want it to look amazing again. We want that too.
I vote yes.
I vote yes. I vote yes. The motion carries.
Congratulations, Frank. Your idea is now company policy.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and 0% financing for 36 months plus $500 off your project. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
He was not taken out of context. He said the whole thing.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
I don't think that means much, though. Like, it very rarely happens.
Holding everybody accountable.
They need to be more mature.
Jason Wilde is on Kyle Brust and Nortman.
Jason, please tell me you had the opportunity to enjoy the game-winning goal from Megan Keller of the United States to take the gold home against Canada.
Skating on right now.
What'd you say?
I did not. We have figure skating on right now.
Did I spoil anything? Hope not.
No, you didn't spoil it. I don't live in that weird world where people like want to pretend that something hasn't happened yet and like, don't tell me what happened. I taped the game.
Yeah.
No.
I agree.
I
don't do
appreciate
that
you letting
either.
me know.
But I just wanted to make sure because you got to make sure everyone.
No, I did not. I did not get to see it. When I was when they did a live look-in on NBC and I did not switch over to USA, it was 1-0 Canada still. So I missed both the game-tying and game-winning goals, apparently.
Spectacular hockey.
Some great moments. Jason, we heard a little bit of Sylvie on Wilde and Tausch this morning. Do you regret wishing the Bears were good? Because you mentioned the level of douchiness that some of the fans have.
No, I mean, there's a lot of douchey people that I have to deal with. Some, a couple times a week, sometimes just in my mentions on social media.
Hey!
So, I didn't, hey, if you want to make assumptions, then you go right ahead.
I'm jumping to conclusions right now.
Exactly.
Listen, Jason,
but no,
I feel your pain.
Yes, I'm sure. And for you, it's more than 2 days a week.
Wait, what?
No, again, I was just that. By the way, like I make jokes all the time on Wilde and Tausch generally ignores them or maybe smirks. So I appreciate that got a reaction because that's purely what that was. That was going for the joke.
Well, he hears them a lot more every day, so I can see why he may not react to them.
And then I did zing you when Sylvie mentioned you by name about being a douchey fan yourself, and I said, yeah, just ask Matt LaFleur. But the bottom line is that I'm not to the point of regretting it because I do think it's going to make it way more compelling. I still believe that it's better for me, not for Packers fans. I'm sure your brother is loving the fact that right now, the Bears are the ones that have the bragging rights, just like Sylvie is. But at the same time, it's a little bit obnoxious. My expectation, though, is that, at some point here, the Packers will win another game, and maybe they'll win 2 in a row like the Bears have. And it'll go back and forth for the next decade, and we'll have fun with the Matt LaFleur, Ben Johnson disdain for each other and everything else. So it's just more interesting than the Packers winning 11 in a row from when Matt LaFleur took over, for me. But again, I want to be clear. I don't expect fans to feel that way.
You brought up 2 things, right there. that will continue. The Ben Johnson, Matt LaFleur, you know where the camera's going to pan after the game for the handshake. When you mention Jordan Love and Caleb Williams' name in the same sentence, Bears fans say he's Jordan Love's trash and Caleb Williams is this and back and forth. So, yeah, I think there are some compelling storylines, no doubt. What definitely was the thing that I think Kyle can attest to most was 21-3 and having that loom over you in the offseason hurts the most.
Yeah, and because I'm wired differently in terms of how I consume sports and not being a fan per se, I just find those folks annoying because they haven't shut up since the playoff game, and I understand, and that's what happens, right? I mean, not everyone's like Sylvie, who isn't obnoxious, and if you heard him today, he said, if Micah Parsons doesn't get hurt, I don't know if the Bears win any of the 3 games, right? But it's the bottom line is that this is we've been told for me, my 50-plus years on the earth, this is the greatest rivalry in sports. I don't know if that's true. There's obviously a bias here for Chicagoans and Wisconsinites, but it is a great rivalry. But great rivalries need to be even, and they need to be competitive. And for the vast majority of my career covering this team, because I covered Favre and Rodgers, it wasn't. And so I am going to enjoy it. I'm not going to let the douchey behavior by Bears fans drag me down. And I can't wait for these games next year. I'm guessing they'll be in prime TV slots, whether they're night games or the America's Game of the Week on Fox. And I think they're going to be close and competitive and fun. And then one fan base or the other will be douchey toward the other one after their team wins.
And one maybe in Indiana coming up in a couple of years.
Unbelievable.
That is truly wild. Truly wild. But another thing that was wild that happened the other day, Rich Bisaccia stepping down as head coach. I'm still dwelling on that, Jason. So I'm wondering if you have gleaned any more information from that. My question to you is, who was the decision maker on this? Was this LaFleur telling Bisaccia he's got to go and they framed it as stepping down, or Bisaccia saying, you know what, I'm stepping away, not because of anything Matt LaFleur has said? And my other question is timing. Why didn't this happen a month ago, Jason, when there was actually then an abundance of top-tier special teams coordinators that you could use to replace Rich Bisaccia?
Yeah, all good questions, Brad. Unfortunately, I don't know the answer to really any of them. And once we get to talk to some people, I will certainly try to get the answers to those questions. I would say this, though, and look, this is, again, an educated guess, not a report. But, why would Matt LaFleur push him out 38 days after the season ended?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That to me, because I do think that there's a portion of the fan base that wants to think, hey, this is finally Matt LaFleur grew some stones and pushed this guy out. And they just framed it as him stepping down. But that just defies logic to me, because if that's what you wanted to do, first of all, you probably wanted to do it earlier for the reasons you mentioned in terms of having other options and other people to interview than the guys they're going to be interviewing here. But number two, let's say you wanted to have some measure of stability and keep a lot of the things you like about special teams, but maybe you thought it was, maybe the game or time had passed Rich Bisaccia by. So you wanted to say, all right, Rich, we'd like to keep you around as the associate head coach. We're really excited about Byron Storer. He's got a lot of your qualities and a lot of your ideas, but we'd like some new ideas on special teams as well. And then they could have promoted him. Instead, they waited a week longer than that after he'd left for the Browns. That's the problem that I have, is not only does the timing not make sense for the reasons I mentioned, but also because there was a guy that was on the staff that would have been the ideal in-house candidate if you like a lot of the things that you felt you were doing right and you wanted to keep that going, but you wanted to move on from Bisaccia. So I have a very hard time believing that this was anything other than what it's being presented as. And that's not because I swallow the storyline, just straight from whatever the Packers say. That's because it just doesn't make sense the other way.
Jason Wilde joining us here on Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. To follow up on that, Jason, our conversation yesterday, there was many of them, but one that stuck out was the idea that is it the systematic way that Goody builds rosters, or was it Rich? Because if you think about it, when Rich was hired, it seemed like he was the best candidate for the job, right? And he's known as a good coach. But Goody also mentioned, which we don't know what to believe and not to believe in that 38-minute press conference the other week, that they've made more of an investment in special teams. So, like, I guess, where do you go from here? Because if you hire someone, I could make the argument that it's the infrastructure of why they aren't successful in special teams. Because even if you want to, like, Tausch is big on, like, hey, I want special teams to be better. But you also got to worry about the offensive line, the defensive line, and cornerbacks, and they have to restructure some things for their cap space. So I guess I don't know how the puzzle fits together to make the special teams better next year with a new coach anyway.
Yeah, really good point, Ben. And I would say that, was it Bisaccia or was it Goody and the infrastructure? Yes, right? It's both. It's undeniably both. And for instance, and I mentioned this to Tausch today, to be fair to Goody, which he's been known to occasionally accuse me of not being, look, Zane Anderson, Bo Melton, Nick Neiman, Christian Welch, Aaron Mosby, those are not household names on the Packers roster. They're all there primarily as special teams guys.
I saw Nick Neiman getting scored on in the playoff game.
Well, so to defend Goody, he has made more investments in having guys that are primarily special teams players on the roster. That's definitely true. But at the same time, let's talk about the return game, right? I mean, you guys have heard me say this. Like, they put it as such a low priority that when Jaden Reed gets hurt in week 2, they're trotting Matthew Golden out there, and Brad obviously knows this from punting 2 players. Catching a punt is not easy.
No, it's not.
And it takes a lot of reps and practice. I mean, you just think back to when they used to do the pickle catch before games at Lambeau, right, where they put a helmet on some fan and they try to catch the ball. Like, I'm not saying that that's what Matthew Golden looked like, but it wasn't far off, right? Like, you didn't know, like, it is an
Romeo
art.
Dobbs was like an outfielder. He took a first step backwards every time.
Right. And so for me, that part, like the fact that, I mean, I say it often just because it's so amazing to me that the first time Matthew Golden ever returned a punt was in an NFL game.
Unbelievable.
He's never done it in his life. And Savion Williams, who was billed as a kick returner, he had 14 career kickoff returns at TCU in 5 seasons, and they all came as a true freshman. So he hadn't returned a kickoff in a game in 4 years. So, you saw what Rashid Shaheed did for the Seahawks. You saw what Keyshawn Nixon did when he was actually returning kickoffs for the Packers. We saw Micah Hyde had 3 punt returns for a touchdown in a single season. And then they inexplicably chose not to re-sign him, which was totally stupid. But my point is that it's both. And, they tried it with the young kicker, who Rich Bisaccia had the relationship with his brother. That was a mistake, right? I mean, he's bounced around a little bit, but I don't think he's on anybody's roster now. Goody in his first draft used a draft pick on a punter and a draft pick on a long snapper.
J.K. Scott,
So,
yeah.
It's all those things, and look, as Brad well knows, the challenge of special teams is you can have a really good punter like Brad or Daniel Whelan, but then there are other areas that if you're not effective, then the big picture of special teams is not positive. And so they've got their work cut out for them. But Ben, you made the exact point that needed to be made. Not only do they have to improve or repair or do whatever they need to do to their special teams, but let's not get it twisted. They got to get their offensive line fixed. They got to add, the corner is still, in my opinion, their biggest need, and they need defensive line help. And if they let Quay Walker walk, they got to figure out what exactly they're going to do at linebacker. They got a lot of work to do this offseason. It's a big offseason.
Biggest need. I already feel like I'm at the NFL draft.
Yeah, there is a lot they need to do. But, Jason, NFL.com ranked Jordan Love as the 14th best quarterback season this year when you have season and playoffs. And that's behind folks like Burrow, Jackson, and also Caleb Williams. Now, Jason, was Jordan's season only average?
No, it was better than that. But, again, I don't know. I would argue he's somewhere between 8 and 12 if you kind of take the body of work of the season. And look, there were times, I mean, frankly, look at the playoff game. And I don't blame Jordan for the second half ineptitude. Like they made an adjustment, they brought pressure, and the Packers offensive line didn't do a good enough job of protecting him against it. That's why those first four drives of the second half all ended in punts. But the fact of the matter is that he's not the finished product. You know, Evan went on a rant with us during the week.
Bad rant.
Not only that, it caught the attention of Micah Parsons' brother, who retweeted it. But look, we know what we're accustomed to, obviously, from the other quarterbacks. He's not there, obviously. Do I think he can still get there? I do. I think he's a good quarterback. Is he going to be a great quarterback? I don't know. But he sure as hell wasn't the 14th best quarterback. Like I like Justin Herbert a lot, right? My best friend's younger brother went to high school with him. I've always pulled for him. He seems like a great dude in my interactions and experience with him. But he was not better than Jordan Love this season. Not only that, he was like 5th on that list. 5th. I thought Sam Darnold's reclamation project was a fantastic story. But don't tell me that the
regular
Seahawks
season.
Well, I mean, he threw 13 picks and fumbled the ball. Like, he led the NFL in turnovers. Like, Jordan Love didn't do that either. So
yeah, and just to clarify, the article Kyle referenced said it took the whole body of work of regular season and playoffs.
Right, and what did Jordan Love
320
threw for like
plus and 4 touchdowns.
And 4 touchdowns with no picks.
0 turnovers.
Like, wait, so what? How did I don't think the playoff grade should be dragging him down. It's not like he got an F on the final. Like he didn't get an
coming
A
back
because they
from
didn't
a
get a
concussion, not missing a beat.
Yeah. Now, in fairness, I'm also the guy that, and I believe this, it's not hot takery, that the Packers, the reason why the season went the way it did is because they lost the 2 players they could least afford to lose. And that includes Love, because I think they had a better backup option who could have still won games in Malik Willis than they had behind Micah Parsons, as Rashawn Gary didn't do anything to elevate his game, and in the backup behind Tucker Kraft, in that Luke Musgrave did nothing to really elevate his game. The only reason the offense in the passing game clicked after losing Tucker Kraft was when eventually Christian Watson came back and hit the ground running the way he did. So, again, I don't understand how on earth anyone put him 14th. I don't like to criticize other people's work. I hate this time of the year because everybody's trying to conjure up content and they do a bunch of lists. But this list, it's an unserious list when he's all the way down at 14.
Cook, Jason. Cook.
Jason, we appreciate the time, and I know Kyle did as well. We'll talk to you on
All right,
Monday,
guys.
Okay?
Sounds good. Take care. Be good.
Jason Wilde, host of Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon across these various stations. Coming up next, after we just talked about Rich Bisaccia, Brad, as a former punter and special teamer, has a solution after Rich Bisaccia not only was a special teams coordinator, but was an associate head coach, helping with situations. How do you solve both of those after he's gone with both roles? Next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
Dick Van Dyke, real quick on the cha-cha slide ACL, says she was carried out by all 5 of us. 5 people?
That's a big girl. That's a big girl. Yeah, that's a big girl who did cha-cha.
Stop it, Kyle.
What you mean? 5 of them had to carry out a big girl. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Westbound 94, right at Highway G in Waukesha County. We do have the right lane blocked with a crash. Most of the stuff has been moved off to the right shoulder, so I think it's getting a little bit closer to being fixed up and reopened and cleared. But just keep that in mind. You're seeing a little bit of a backup through there. A little bit closer to town, we do have delays from 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. On the eastbound side, that's backing up from 76th Street all the way almost to Hawley Road. Not quite, though. We're seeing backups on southbound 43, basically from Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette and onto the high-rise. Back on the brakes around Beecher all the way down to about the KK River. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Rain likely tonight around a half an inch with a low of 34. Tomorrow, morning rain. It switches over to snow. It'll be windy, less than an inch in Milwaukee, 1 to 3 inches to the north and west, a high of 48. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Big news from Carbless, a fan favorite and one of my favorites. Blood Orange flavor is now its own dedicated 4-pack, crafted with real spirits for a true cocktail taste. Blood Orange brings bold, citrus-forward flavor with a smooth, premium finish. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, only 100 calories, and gluten-free. Now it's even easier to stock up on the flavor everyone keeps asking for. Look for Carbless Blood Orange 4-pack at your local retailer now. Once you try it, you'll understand why Blood Orange has earned its own pack. Carbless, bold flavor in every sip. Find it near you at drinkcarbless.com.
Tax refund season is here, but at Cunis, you don't need your tax refund to get a great ride. Right now, during the Cunis Keep Your Refund event, you don't have to spend your tax refund to drive something you'll love. Why? Because Cunis has added a huge selection of over 1,200 affordable pre-owned vehicles available right now across 3 Milwaukee area locations. That's Oak Creek Buick GMC, Greenfield Buick GMC, and Hope Chevrolet. Cars, trucks, and SUVs, all makes and models, and all priced to fit your budget, so you can hang on to your refund for the things that matter most. Pay down bills, take a trip, start a project, spend your refund how you want. With over 1,200 affordable vehicles, chances are the perfect one is waiting for you without touching your tax refund. Shop Cunis Oak Creek Buick GMC, Greenfield Buick GMC, and Hope Chevrolet today. The Keep Your Refund event, only at Cunis. Start your search at CunisMKE.com.
You've already put in the work. Now there's a way to make it count towards your degree. At Lakeland University, your work and life experience can earn you college credit, helping you finish faster, saving time and money. With flexible evening and online classes, plus multiple start dates, Lakeland fits your life. Study 100% online at one of our 6 locations across Wisconsin or on our residential campus in Sheboygan County. Customize your degree to fit your life, your goals, your future, without missing the moments that matter, at work or at home. Your experience matters here. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
Heck yeah! It's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Stroh for my friends at Robert Hack Diamonds. Listen, when it came to buying an engagement ring for my now fiance, I had no idea what I was doing, which is why I went to the team at Robert Hack. I heard her say words like radiant cut and solitaire, but to be real honest, I didn't really know what that meant. So I wrote it down, I brought it to the team at Robert Hack Diamonds in Greenfield, and they knocked it out of the park. It's true, if you've never been through this process before, the team at Robert Hack are absolute experts. 3 locations in the Milwaukee area, 1 in Greenfield, Brookfield South, and Brookfield North. If you're looking to take the next step like I did, and your girlfriend maybe is posting things on her Pinterest page or is showing you pictures, bring it into Robert Hack. They'll do their best to duplicate a dream ring for her, just like they did for my fiance. Moral of the story, if you were like me and you want to start, you just don't really know where, the answer's clear. Visit one of the 3 Robert Hack locations in the Milwaukee area. Just like me, at the end, you'll say, heck yeah, with Robert Hack Diamonds. And RobertHackDiamonds.com, that's RobertHackDiamonds.com.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talking text line. Chris Larson in for Alex Stroh. YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Thanks for Jason Wilde to add to our conversation on Jordan Love being disrespected in NFL.com's rankings and hitting on some of the main Rich Bisaccia talking points. Now with that, he was an associate head coach as well as special teams coordinator. The brain trust here, Kyle Brust Nortman, has a solution now that he is gone.
Well, for me, when I think about...
You could say more confidently when I said the brain trust.
I mean, okay. Okay, yeah, for me.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, the great part for me. No, the thing is that we all talked about what yesterday?
A lot.
We talked about the fact that we're moving on from our special teams coordinator. But the biggest thing to me is that, yes, we're moving on from our special teams coordinator, but not one single special teams coordinator has been impactful for the Green Bay Packers, it feels like, over the last 25 years. But there's something else of a title that Rich Bisaccia had. He was the special teams coordinator and the assistant head coach.
Associate
head coach. And a lot of that comes with trying to help Matt LaFleur with some decision-making in game situation. And so for me, when I saw this, I said, well, I don't really care who the special teams coordinator is, because until we change what we do, how we gather players, we're always going to have a problem. But that associate head coach, maybe that position can be transitioned to somebody that can be a game day manager, somebody that can assist Matt LaFleur in decision-making. So I said, Bradley Nortman, you played for a team that went to a Super Bowl. Ron Rivera was a well-known coach, very good coach, Super Bowl runner-up coach. Did he have a situational guy or a game day manager that he could look to? Because Matt LaFleur, for dang sure, clearly does not.
Yeah, and as I reflected on it, the answer is yes, he did. For my 4 years in Carolina, obviously, there was the offensive coaches, the defensive coaches, special teams, Ron Rivera at the top of the pyramid. But there was a guy who was an older gentleman who had been around the league for a long time, and his sole goal was situation, was game time decisions, sort of being like another eyes and ears and brain for those moments when things are happening quickly. You have to decide quickly. His only job was to knock down and nail game time situations and helping with that. So even though Matt LaFleur is a great offensive mind and the head coach, there's really no shame in having a guy like that, because there's so much to consider, as your point, Kyle, and you got to nail those game time situations.
And there's so many few coaches who don't have that right-hand man that they can go to, that they can try to figure things out. That's what you have in life, but that's what you have in coaching. I remember coming up when I was, playing at Whitewater, playing at Whitefish Bay High School, is that even at those lower levels, you have somebody that a coach can look to. I mean, hell, Lance Leopold, he ended up making it to Kansas into Division I, and I know he had people that he can trust to help him with game management in certain situations, and that is an area where Matt LaFleur has continued to fail, has struggled at, is making decisions in tight situations that benefit the Green Bay Packers. Now, is he awful at it? No, but there's too far often that he's not managing the game that he needs to, not managing timeouts, not managing the clock like we would like him to do. That had led to the Green Bay Packers to potentially lose games. And I really believe, and I said it before, the playoff game is lost because of the mismanagement. Field goal kicker missed it, but your head coach mismanaged your timeout. You had one timeout left. You called it too early. You were too far, and instead of being able to utilize the middle of the field, you now had to take different type of shots or aim towards the sideline, which limited what you were able to do because you decided to use that timeout early. And so I think having somebody that can assist you, be in your ear, would be a plus for the Green Bay Packers. And now, when you think about who the associate head coach is going to be, I don't even need an associate head coach. I want you to take that money that you paid Rich, the new special teams guy, get a young up-and-comer who only going to make $900,000. Take that other $1 million and get you somebody that can be right there and help you with all the different situations to ensure that this team can win, because that is a big weapon.
Yeah, I posted when Rich Bisaccia was gone, the screenshot that I had in-game, which was all of 30 seconds left in the Cowboys game. But you could go 3 minutes backwards because the Packers had the ball with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, 2 timeouts or a timeout and a 2-minute warning. And their urgency and Rich Bisaccia and LaFleur talking on the sideline of how they're going to handle it. In the same game, there were 5 out of 5 scoring touchdowns in the red zone. And they just did not handle that time and score situation, which we had a big discussion on. Jordan Love, take the reins, man. Just go. Like, get him to the line. Like, there was part on him, too. But they also had a timeout to discuss with each other what they were going to do moving forward, and they did not execute at a high enough level.
Remember when they had the timeout in a playoff game against the Bears, and they came out of the timeout and had to delay a game? Inexcusable. Inexcusable.
Well, and I'll say this. It's just a quick thought on special teams coaches on the sideline. It's not even fair for Rich Bisaccia to be in charge of game situations and be in LaFleur's ear. There's plenty of guys. He's got to manage all these dudes on all the 4 phases, on field goal block, field goal coverage. I mean, there's so much for a special teams coach to manage that throwing game situation on top of it makes no sense at all. Matt LaFleur, his job is to lead and hire in order to support himself.
Should we kick the 65? Should we not kick the 65? Should we kick the 65? Should we not kick We got to tell you about Bank CMG. Obviously, it was a great day out in Monticello as we were at the high school supporting the Bank CMG partnership that they have there. But I've done personal banking, and it's been amazing. The service that you get with Bank CMG. Additionally, not only have they been a game changer for the banking, the all-in-one loan is saving thousands in interest for real people like me in Wisconsin. There's no 1-800 numbers. It's community bank investing locally in you. The amount of money that'll save on interest, paying down the principal, it's all there in this all-in-one loan as I'm working with Mandy and Harrison. Also have the banking team. Like literally, it's a great place for you with all their different assets in the banking world to just stop by at the local branch and tell them, hey, I heard Greg Gard talking about it, Ben Bruss talking about it. What's going on here at Bank CMG? Stop by and they will help you out. Or you can visit bankcmg.com. That's bankcmg.com. It's a fantastic place for you to bank with in the Madison or the Milwaukee area. We wrap up the ESPN Wisconsin portion of the show and head to the 414 Hour at 4 next.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
Caleb Williams sucks.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Half of American parents cannot afford diapers. Hi, this is WTMJ's Kristen Bry. This spring, WTMJ and the Milwaukee Diaper Mission are teaming up to change that. Join me for WTMJ Cares Bowling for Babies, where we will raise funds for Milwaukee Diaper Mission. Register to bowl with us on March 7th at Village Bowl in Menominee Falls. Registration is now open. Go to WTMJCares.com to sign up. Act quickly, teams will fill up fast. It's WTMJ Cares Bowling for Babies to help the Milwaukee Diaper Mission.
February means big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Upgrade your home with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath makeover and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings, but only for a limited time during our February winter savings event. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com now. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or Sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's four walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here, you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
With your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, I'm Will Summers. This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Wisconsin Lutheran junior forward Cager Knippel. Knippel delivered the best performance of his season, pouring in a career-high 31 points while shooting 63% from the field, marking his third straight game with at least 15 points as the unbeaten Vikings continue their dominant run. The younger brother of Charlotte Hornets rookie star Con Knippel, Cager has drawn significant Division I recruiting interest of his own as he continues to elevate his game for Wisconsin Lutheran, who remains undefeated and nationally ranked as the postseason approaches. Congratulations to Cager Knippel, your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Ben Brust here for the Princely Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princely Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princely Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princely Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
Prizes, flyaways, even
Cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Start your Milwaukee weight loss program now to lose weight fast. Many lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Call for your free consultation. 262-235-3980. 262-235-3980 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary. This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Super excited to announce that if you heard me talking about A Road at Night, it's a documentary featuring Howard Moore, former Badgers player and assistant coach who went through a horrible tragedy, but they've made a documentary that aired at Marcus Point in Madison. It's now going to be at the Majestic in Brookfield. We're going to be broadcasting live there tomorrow. I'll be part of a panel on Saturday after the 4 o'clock showing with Brian Butch, with Matt LePay, talking about stories of Howard Moore after you watch the documentary. So again, get your tickets at roadatnight.com. That's roadatnight.com. And it's going to be in the Milwaukee area for all the Badgers that are interested, or even if you're not a Badger, it's just a powerful story that if you have some time, and you can go to a lot of show times, but again, there is a 4 o'clock screening February 21st at 4 p.m., and there's a panel afterwards with myself, Brian Butch, and Matt LePay. Super excited to be there tomorrow out in Brookfield, and then there on Saturday for the post-show screening. Kyle Bruston Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Ben Bruskow, Wallace, Brad Nortman. No Alex Strofe. Chris Larson is running the show. An electric show so far. I mean, being able to be live as USA scored the game-tying goal in the third period with 2 minutes left. The captain, Hillary Knight, former Badger, and then obviously winning the gold medal in overtime.
Especially as I get older, I love day games. Day games are the best. If this was happening this evening, I'm probably not watching, honestly.
What?
I mean, I'm going to bed.
No
I'm tired.
way. No way.
Look, even the electricity of that game, even if you stay up for it, it's 10:30, 11, you can't go to sleep after that.
It is much better during the day, especially because you have grown so accustomed to the Olympics or the World Cup happening during the day, because a lot of times, I mean, if you're not in this hemisphere, most of the times it's going to be over there in Europe.
All Olympics need to be held in the USA.
Yeah.
Okay, but I do like this. But I'm looking at the medal count right now. Boy, them Norwegians is whooping behind. They got 36. They got 34 medals to our 26.
Whoa!
Yeah, we got to catch up.
Are
We got
we in
16 for we're tied in second for Italy, the host country.
Where's the golds at?
16 golds. We're only at 8.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, and Italy got one more gold than we do. We're a whole bunch of brads. Second place.
I'm pretty sure that doesn't have the women's hockey gold medal in it. I thought they had 8 prior.
I cannot tell you because I'm just going to Google's. I can go to Olympics.com and figure it out.
No. It's okay. It's enough reference point. I don't think we need to go deep in the medal count there, but I appreciate you doing so.
According to Olympics.com, it's 8. So
damn. I want more.
Not enough. Don't be second place, USA.
Yeah,
you don't want this energy.
They always win the
I
medal
also was
count.
thinking, like, you know what would suck is, like, after a heartbreaking loss like that, where Canada was crying all over the place, they had to stay out there for the medal ceremony.
They look miserable.
I would want, if I lost in heartbreaking fashion, I would want to leave so bad and go to the locker room and be mad and, like, whatever. Like, that sucks.
You lost in the Final Four. I lost in the Super Bowl. I did not stay out for the confetti. You see some guys do that. I went right into the locker room. Needed to process it. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to do anything. It's a career moment, a career letdown moment.
Brad, you need to put respect on my name. I was on a team that lost in the national championship as well.
Yes, you did.
You were in the stands.
Okay, but I was on the team. And after the game,
you were in the stands.
It was like, dang, man, they couldn't pull it off.
You weren't even on the sidelines?
No, you can only travel with probably, I don't know, 50, 55. I don't know what it
couldn't
was
make 50 or 55?
Hell no, couldn't make 50 or 55. Hell no.
Well, you felt it after Brookfield Central whooped up on Whitefish Bay. It's our senior year.
That was in the first round.
Yeah, but still heartbreaking for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, that was sad because the career was over. But We all been runner-ups and lost an important game. We all been to a national semifinal, national championship. It's just the level of participation and contributions is different. I contributed off the field. I got them ready. Okay,
Chris, have you ever cried over a sporting event?
Ever cried over a sporting event? I might have shed a tear when Michigan lost to an undefeated Ohio State team in 2002 when the Buckeyes went on to win the national title that year. We lost 14-9. Michigan was up 9-0 at halftime, or no, 9-7 at halftime. Didn't score in the second half. Ohio State got the last touchdown from Maurice Clarett to win the game.
How old were you?
I was 21, 22.
Fair enough.
Michigan, Ohio State, they'll do it. You see they're giving out stuffed animals, too?
I did see that. A little bizarre.
Very strange.
Coming up next in Madison, Jim, Matt, and Molly, the Damn Sports Show in Beaver Dam. Kyle Brust-Nortman continues next on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee. Don't go anywhere. We're with you till 5 o'clock in 2 minutes.
The show that never ends.
Well, southbound 43 backing up from Capitol Drive pretty much all the way down to the KK River, so it's a long crawl there. Westbound 94 backups from 27th Street past Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound slowing just before 84th Street all the way to Hawley Road. Southbound on 41 or 894, we got backups from National Avenue down and around the Hale interchange all the way to about Forest Home. Traffic is brought to you by Glenroy, now hiring. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Rain likely tonight, around a half an inch with a low of 34. Tomorrow, morning rain. It switches over to snow. It'll be windy, less than an inch in Milwaukee, 1 to 3 inches to the north and west, a high of 48. Weather's brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Another 2-man scramble tournament is underway. Play TPC Scottsdale for a shot at cash prizes. Must play by February 28th. Sign up now at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The dance of sunlight on water.
Shimmering, sparkling, beautiful, hypnotic. Houses that overlook a gorgeous body of water are the most highly desired houses in the world.
The Bellamare collection of fine jewelry features classic white diamonds flanked and surrounded by rare and exotic blue diamonds.
Bellamare means beautiful water. Bellamare, sunlight on water, glimmering and twinkling.
The dance is enticing.
The look is spectacular. The impact is exciting.
Blue and white diamonds created in the heart of Mother Nature
Will dance and sing on the body of a glittering, sparkling woman. Bellamare. This blue and white beauty of sunlight on water
should be worn on the fingers,
the wrist, the neck, and the ears
of the woman you love.
The Bellamare collection is available only at Kessler's. We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey, this is Jen Latta. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust-Nortman, KBN on 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and streaming live at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. The 414 Hour on KBN is brought to you by Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's leader in Pella window installation. Looking for new windows, siding, roof, and doors? Visit them at sidingunlimited.com.
To ensure that his team is competing in each and every game. Yeah!
USA! USA!
Finally.
USA! All right. Wow, with 2 minutes to go.
1-1 with 2:04 left in the game.
1 minute.
Mike Connolly will be interesting because. It is the gold medal for 1 full hour at 4 on KBN.
That it is, Kyle. He's Kyle Wallace. I'm Ben Brust alongside Bradley Nortman. No Alex Strofe. Chris Larson is running the show. 800-990-3776. That is the Carbless Talking Text line. Less is more. YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, at ESPN Madison. And, of course, you always have the ESPN Wisconsin app to listen live, to listen back. It's all in the palm of your hand. Now, what I found interesting with Jason Wilde, who joined us earlier in the show, was when we were discussing Rich Bisaccia, I then brought up how his co-host, Mark Tauscher of Wilde and Tausch, 9 to noon, really wants special teams. He's on old T. Tausch is on a special teams kick.
Okay, I ain't mad about that.
And I ain't mad about it either, but I did bring up the fact that...
Of course you do, Brad.
The O-line, if they release a lot of guys, will need some replacements for shuffling. The defensive line, you want more edge rushers, depth, interior, corner, definitely a place of need.
Yeah.
Then comes special teams. So this isn't about special teams now. This is about the offseason for Goody. What do you think will be more important to the success of the team in 2026? Rounds 2 through 5, the draft, or free agency?
It's going to be free agency. I mean, I'm shocked to say that about the Green Bay Packers because never have they swam in the free agent waters and have them have legitimate, widespread impact on the team. But you're starting to see a little bit of difference from Goody.
2019 they did.
2019, there was a long void until
McKinney and Jacobs. That wasn't when you say widespread. Are you thinking amount of players? Give me an amount of players.
3 to 4 players.
Yeah,
3 to
that's
4
kind of what I had in my
starters.
head of what I would like to see them do, but is it possible based off the cap and who they restructure, release, and whatnot? We'll find out.
And this is specifically the 2026 season because we all look at this team and we realize the holes are pretty big, right? You got linebacker, multiple on the D line. Offensive line needs to be revamped, like to bring some more bodies in the cornerback room. So there's a lot of areas that need to get tackled. But the reality is, Goody is showing that he's willing to be more aggressive. And you see that from Jacobs, McKinney 2 years ago. Banks and Hobbs, he took the swings, but they were misses. But at least it was showing, hey, I want a guard, I want a cornerback. He misevaluated them, but he still went for it. And then, of course, the coup de grace is Micah Parsons going after it and getting traded. You're telling you that you want to...
Coup de grace.
Coup de grace. It's French for the killing stroke. It means like the biggest...
Oh, wow.
The grand finale, the largest action, the one that defines it all.
The final blow.
The final blow. It is reflecting that Goody is actually operating with a sense of urgency that we've wanted him to act with. So I think he's going to attack this free agency, knowing there's holes there, and wondering where is the most contribution going to come from in 2026. It's going to be free agency. I expect 3 to 4 starters. Now, I don't think these are going to be like massive top-of-the-line day one starters, but I expect, or day one free agencies, but I expect 3 to 4 starters coming from free agency. And the other reason I think this is the Packers have always and still are a draft and develop type team. We are banging the drum for having guys being drafted that are ready, that are 4-year starters in college, that are ready to be contributing right now. Maybe not as high as a ceiling, but certainly a higher floor. That's just not who Goody wants to draft. And I'm hard-pressed to look at any recent draft and say, oh, yeah. This guy walked in the door as a true rookie from the draft and was an impact player in the same way a free agent was. So even though there'll be more guys, and of course, he'll probably hit on a few guys here and there, it's going to be defined by free agency, and the draft will again look toward the future, and maybe you'll find a diamond in the rough.
Yeah, the reason why it's not the NFL draft right now is because Goody didn't do a good enough job of building the roster prior to make this all about building depth, where it's all about acquiring pieces that can make an instant impact. With guys, when you draft them, you're not sure if they can make an instant impact, but what you're looking for is them to show some type of potential, right? Year one, you saw potential out of Evan Williams. Year one, you saw potential out of Edrin Cooper. Year one, you saw potential out of Javon Bullard. We saw that those guys are going to be contributing pieces to the roster, but they weren't guys where you were going to say year one, oh yeah, they're a stud right away. It was, there's something there. That's what you expect from getting rookies in 2 through 5 and 1 through 5. But when you transition over to the fact that the Packers have too many misses and they have so many voids to fill with Rasheed Walker leaving, Quay Walker leaving, maybe even Kingsley Enagbare, who was probably your best reserve defensive lineman, potentially leaving as well, in addition to who you may end up cutting to free up cap space, you have to fill those voids through free agency because of your failures of the draft of the past. So that's why I'm saying that you can't look to the draft this year because your team isn't in that position yet. That's why free agency needs to be extremely emphasized. Now, obviously, the Packers aren't going to be able to get a whole bunch of high-end guys simply because of the constraints that they have, but more is because other teams are going to have more money. I think if everybody was to, what do? They redo they give people money and they restructure
and they release guys.
And if all the teams restructured the best way they could, the Packers are still in the bottom 10 when it comes to how much money that they have available. So there's more people that have more money than you. So overall, the Green Bay Packers are going to need to be strategic. They're going to need to find diamonds in the rough. And Goody has his hands full to be able to find a guy that can fill the void that you maybe lose with Rashawn Gary. To find a guy, because you're going to need to retool this offensive line, or you're going to need to bring in a center or somebody to solidify this offensive line, and you don't have all the money in the world to do it, so he needs to be extremely creative. But Goody put this team in a situation where you're not a couple good draft picks away. You are filling a lot of voids through free agency to be able to get this team to a position where they once again can compete for a title.
I guess from the question, what will define 2026, the draft or free agency? 800-990-3776. It's free agency, and it's based off of action or no action and what they're able to do in free agency because I always look at the draft as when we all talk about it, right? We say it's draft and develop, but when draft day comes around, you then start looking at the draft picks and say, all right, who's going to do this, and this? And Kyle alluded to, it's very hard, especially in the position the Packers are in without a first-round pick, and then where they'll be picking in the second round. I'm going to be waiting a little bit in the second round, too, for your pick.
You're going to be in the 20s.
And so, which would be
18,
like 50,
20, I think it's 20.
54-ish, 50.
Yeah, it's in the 50s.
Wait, no, they may have the 18th pick. You do the math. Y'all smart.
That would still be
Something
50.
Like that.
It would still be number 50. 18 plus 32.
Yeah.
So my overall point is, if you are looking to make a roster better from where they were in 2025, and there's a lot of foundational pieces that you have that you feel really great about, but the holes right now are like offensive. Like, you think you're going to draft somebody at offensive line in the second round that you want to come in next to an unseasoned left tackle and Jordan Morgan if to move on from Rasheed Walker, Anthony Belton if he plays right guard in his second year. Obviously, Zach Tom's a staple. Aaron Banks, I guess, you signed him big money. Are you going to restructure him? Is he going to be there? So it's got to be free agency. It's got to be through free agency that you're filling the offensive line because you need guys with a franchise quarterback after how bad they were to the Green Bay standard of offensive line play last year.
Very bad.
It's got to be through free agency because if it's through the draft, I'd be like, oh, no. Uh-oh.
Yeah, imagine the Green Bay Packers entering the draft weekend and making no linebacker transactions, right? I mean, you just say, wait a minute, this is a huge part of the defense, and we don't have this figured out. It puts Goody in a situation he doesn't like to be in. He does not like reaching. He likes being able to pick the best guy on the board, and maybe he will actually be able to strike while the iron's hot. And he tends to do this, right? When he needs a tight end, he drafts 2 tight ends. When he needs a safety, he drafts 2 safeties. So he likes to sort of blitz a certain position group when he has the need there. But when you're thinking about the Packers being a championship team, it is such a stretch to think that you can draft somebody, plug them in as a starter, and play championship caliber. And at a minimum, play average NFL football so you're not a liability out there. That's a huge ask for a young rookie, no matter what round you get drafted in. First round, which they don't have, or later. So with the cap-strapped situation that the Packers are in and needing 3 to 4 starters, it's not going to be easy for the Packers to pull off, and it continues to give me concern as to the question that kind of dominates this offseason. How are the Packers going to be better in 2026 than they were in 2025?
Maybe I'm too
internally, 2025 players have to arrive, as Brett would say, and that can outweigh some of the deficiencies they will find.
See, Brad used the word concern. See, I'm I'm not concerned. All right?
You look at opportunity?
I think it's an opportunity. When I look at this, I hope that Goody has learned from the mistakes of last offseason. Maybe, just maybe, Nate Hobbs being as injured as he was, being the guy that you signed to replace an often injured Jair Alexander, wasn't the way to go. Maybe we can find ourselves some bargain deals and go bargain shopping. And so I actually am more optimistic because his hand is forced, right? If he didn't sign anybody in free agency last year, I think we would have been disappointed, but I don't think we would have walked away saying, oh my gosh, here we go again, this is awful. We would have said, oh man, here we go. But we wouldn't have.
No, I think if there was no drafted cornerback with where they drafted at the end of the draft, and then they did, like, you still had an optimism that they brought in Nate Hobbs despite the disappointment.
Yes, there was optimism with that, but I'm saying then it adjusts what you probably do in the draft, because at that point you probably draft a corner a little bit higher, and you draft an offensive lineman in the second round that was a reach as an offensive lineman, that was a left tackle that you moved to guard. And so what I'm saying is, overall, I feel good about the fact that Goody has no choice but to fill voids, because we have a lot of guys who were starters who are going to be gone. Tyron Hopper right now as the inside linebacker, if he was ready to go and was going to be a guy that we could depend on to be a starter right away, then Isaiah McDuffie wouldn't have been the number 3 linebacker that came in when guys went down. If the offensive line was going to be ready to go and we had young guys waiting in the wings to be able to step up, well, then you wouldn't have moved Sean Ryan to center. And so when I look at the way that this team has been put together, we don't have those depth pieces, and Goody understands that. So if you're going to move on from guys that were your starters and you know the replacements are not on the roster, that means you have no choice but to make investments in free agency and be strategic to bring some guys in here that can play up to, play higher than what they're being paid. That's what the Packers have to really figure out.
800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talk and Text line. It's Kyle Brust Norton. Let's go to Dan in Sheboygan. Dan, you're up with KBN.
I think the Packers are going to be better. I think they're in for a world of hurt.
Wow.
The strength last year was Green Bay Pack. The strength last year was the defensive coordinator. He's gone. Jordan Love can't stay healthy for a season. Malik Willis probably gone. Right. They have to have their players right now have to improve, and that's going to happen with the coaching staff on the floor. They got to work with what they got, and they got to get better, or they have to severely mortgage the future to try and get first-round draft picks and take some real chances. They've been drafted in the 20s and 30s for a lot of years, Green Bay. Over time, that catches up with you. It caught up with New England for a while. If you draft between 25 and 30 for like 15, 20 straight years, you're going to have a talent deficit the rest of the league.
How did it catch up to New England? They won 6 championships.
Right, but there was a drop-off until they got Drake May for a while.
Wouldn't you take the drop-off?
For 6 championships?
I would take the drop-off if it meant I'm back in a Super Bowl. I ain't been to a Super Bowl in 15 years, and Tom Brady and Drake May.
And you ain't getting younger.
I'm not getting any younger. And I'd be damned if I have a child come into this world that has to suffer and not see a title within the first 10 years of being alive.
You won't allow it.
You'll be damned.
The first 10 years.
I'll be upset. Yeah, Brad, how old were you when the Packers won the Super Bowl?
I think I was 6 years old.
Okay.
6 or 7.
Yeah.
Those are core memories. Those are identity-shaping memories.
They were extreme core memories, and I was extremely excited in school making hoodies that had Packers on it, and then doing the Pack Arena, and then going to back-to-back Super Bowls. That strengthened my bond with the Green Bay Packers. I want to make sure my child has that bond as well, and the Packers have to.
What do you advise your future child? Did you say son?
I might have said. Did I say son?
I don't know if you did.
I don't know.
You were talking like it.
I may have been envisioning a son, a boy, but I'll take
Kyle
a girl.
Wallace Jr.
I'll take whatever the
Would
Lord
you
blesses me with.
advise future child to buy the stock?
He or she will get stock gifted to him if there was an opportunity, or they could just take the papas. I mean, whatever they want to do. Hey, look, your dad's an owner.
You're already a pushover. I mean, I
got $250 to spare for my kid.
Not for us, though.
Powerful.
What do you mean not for us? Who's us?
Brad, myself, Strofe.
Well,
you spent $18 on a Christmas gift for us, and then free wine that you got from your father-in-law.
Oh, my gosh. Here we go.
Brad, I'd like for you to break down Pro Football Focus a little bit more, but not where Jordan Love is ranked, because we did discuss how he is properly getting the respect he deserves in those rankings, but what the Green Bay Packers overall look like from Pro Football Focus in the outlook of the NFC. That's next. Kyle Brust and Nortman.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
You said, I'm really down in the dumps. Nobody gave me a compliment on my new sweater. So, we're gassing you up, handsome. You go, King. Look at that.
King on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Southbound on 43, going to be slow from Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette and onto the high rise. Back on the brakes from Beecher down to the KK River. Westbound 94 backed up from just before 35th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound slowing down from before 84th Street to Hawley Road and again through the Stadium interchange to 35th. Southbound 41, watch for those backups south of Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by Geist Garage Doors. For over 70 years, Geist Garage Doors has been the local trusted name for garage door sales, service, and repair. Visit GeistDoors.com and don't think twice, call Geist. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, rain likely around half an inch, a low of 34. Tomorrow, morning rain turning over to snow, windy with less than an inch in Milwaukee, 1 to 3 inches well to the north and west, a high of 48. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more. Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Make your next activation or event a slam dunk with Captivate Exhibits, your leader in transforming spaces and creating brand experiences that truly stand out and connect. If you can dream it, Captivate can design it, build it, and activate it. From trade shows and events to enhancing interior spaces like your lobby, history wall, or break room. Captivate Exhibits turns ideas into highlight reels. With over 32 years of award-winning experience, Captivate delivers every time, always beating the buzzer. Get started with your next big idea today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. Well, you made it. 2025 is in the books. Or is it? Are your books ready for 2026? Have you been able to plan for 2026 growth? If you feel like you are running your business on a wing and a prayer, let us help you make sense of your numbers and get your business in financial shape to move forward in 2026. Don't be stuck in the past trying to clean up your books. Get a head start on making 2026 your best year yet. Make the new tax laws work for you to put more money in your pocket. Call us now to see what your business can do. The first meeting is free. Call 414-325-2040 now. You earned it. We help you keep it. That's 414-325-2040. Or visit us at nealgroup.net. That's NEAL group.net.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
QC Kinetics is going to offer you a chance to give you your life back. Pain in your joints is keeping you from living your best life. But here in the Milwaukee area, in Mequon and Greenfield, QC Kinetics is offering you regenerative treatments at the cellular level. led by Dr. Ashley Caravelli. They are the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. So that's how you know that you can go in there, you can trust them for a non-surgical, natural, drug-free approach to start living your best life as soon as possible. The weather's starting to turn out there. That means more activities, that means more movement, and you could be next. There's already been 40,000 people with QC Kinetics who have been satisfied, more than satisfied, with their results and are living a life that they are joyful with. So call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation, no obligation, and see what they can do for you as they put you on a personalized path to a pain-free life. Give QC Kinetics a call today at 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298.
Kyle is in the struggle bus. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
this is
the
behind
normal
the scenes.
spot he sits in has a microphone that literally snapped
Look
off.
at this. They done came in here. Somebody done broke our mics.
It's dangling there.
So
it's like the wires. And
he is. I mean, I don't blame you if you're used to clicking the on/off right by your body, right by your right hand,
right here.
You clicked it on, and that's not for that mic.
Yeah,
that you
I
have
was
in
I was halfway through my singing the beautiful praises of QC Kinetics, clicked on, realizing I'm speaking into a mic that's picking up none of my voice. I have to reach over with my left hand, turn on the other one that I'm
Kyle
using.
did you a solid when you had a cough and he turned it off.
I know,
you.
Kyle, the last segment, I
could hear it.
Thank you. That's being a good teammate
I
right
guess
there.
I probably could have turned it on myself, but
Nah, that's all right. I like watching them struggle.
I mean, he literally, you can hear in his voice, he
Oh,
had
yeah.
something in it. And I was
and,
like,
and
wait
you
a
can
minute.
probably see panic in my eyes. 'Cause I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I can't stop. I can't cough.
Poor
what
guy.
can I do?
Yeah, he's all right.
Will this be fixed by tomorrow?
yeah, right.
Okay, well, Brad, good luck.
It looks like
Well,
a
he's not here tomorrow. You
serious-
guys are at the theater tomorrow. So you
Oh,
have to wait.
Yeah, we are at the
Monday.
Majestic in
It
Brookfield
looks
for
like a very
Road at Night
serious
promotion.
microphone break, but hey.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, they can fix that. IT fixes everything.
Yeah.
What we did earlier on Kyle Brust and Nortman was discuss how Jordan Love is getting the respect he deserves from Pro Football Focus, which is in the end all be all, but it's good to see him in the top 5, top 6 of quarterbacks after the season. Now, Brad, you had a different way of looking at it when comparing the Packers to the NFC teams. Hit it, Chris.
Well,
when the data gets dense, when the decimals demand justice, when one man dares to calculate it all, it's Brad Nerdman on Kyle Brust and Nortman.
That's right, citizens. Nerdman is back, providing numerical justice for all to enjoy.
Numerical
and today,
justice.
diving deeper into the Pro Football Focus article, my initial thought was, where is Jordan Love? We talked about that earlier in the show. 37th.
Missed any of the show? ESPN Wisconsin app, YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee.
37th on Pro Football Focus's top 101 players. They haven't released the top 20 yet. It's going to put him somewhere between 5 and 7 overall for quarterbacks in the NFL. So I sat and I applauded Jordan Love and said, oh, baby, that's exciting. But then I thought more about it and said, well, that's Jordan Love, but what about the Packers in general? And how do the Packers compare to the rest of the NFC elite? How many players do they have in the top 100? How many players do the Packers have? Let's start with the Green Bay Packers. We know Jordan Love's at 37th overall. That's pretty great. That's where you want your quarterback to be, that or higher. Xavier McKinney is 66th overall. Of course, he's an all-pro. He's a fixture of the Packer defense. Speaking of a fixture of the Packers defense, Micah Parsons has yet to be named. The assumption is he's going to be in the top 20. So the Packers are going to have 3 players.
That's it?
In the top 100.
I thought the 3 that you put down earlier didn't include the Micah that's coming out later.
This includes Micah. So Packers are going to have 3 players in the Pro Football Focus top 100. But I thought to myself, okay, well, there's 32 teams. So if every team has 3, that puts it at 96 teams. So basically 3 is average, right? Like any given team should have 3 players based on the average of the NFL. But what do the elite NFC teams have? I wonder if they have more, they have less. So let's dive in, shall we? Let's start with the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears already have 3 players on the list, not including the top 20. I suspect they will only have 3. That's going to be tied with the Green Bay Packers. Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, Ben, you look like you want to say something. Okay.
I was just wondering who they were.
Okay. Colston Loveland was one of them.
Jalen Johnson?
Jalen Johnson. I believe there was an old lineman. Tooney was another. Or maybe, I don't think Tooney's been listed, actually. So they might have 4. It's another old lineman.
Daryl, the right tackle.
Enough said.
Yeah, this is something that tough to do live on air.
Colston's in the top 100 already?
He was like 61.
Okay, keep
Colston
going.
Loveland.
Flawed.
Philadelphia. So again, this is without already thinking about the top 20. Because now as I think about this, Philadelphia Eagles, they have 4 already on the list. But that doesn't include Saquon Barkley. He didn't have a great season, but he might be still in the top 20. Philadelphia Eagles have 4. San Francisco 49ers, they already have 4. But I believe that Trent Williams has not been listed yet. So they might have 5 total on their list. But this is where it gets really interesting. Your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks. 21 through 100, they have 6 already, and JSN has not been listed yet.
Damn.
They're going to end up with 7.
Is that Palmy?
Not if you look at the stats are never Palmy, Ben.
Stats don't have
and
emotions?
numbers are never prisoner of the moment. And the most of any team in the NFL, the Los Angeles Rams, they have 8. And Stafford has not been named yet, who will certainly be top 20. They're going to end up with 9. And the one I thought most interesting, 3 of their 4 starting defensive linemen for the Rams, all listed in the top 100.
Wow.
So to recap, Packers will have 3 when it's all said and done. They have 2 so far. Bears have 3. Philly have 4. San Fran has 4. I suspect they're going to get a couple more in the top 20, though. Rams have 8. They'll have 9 with Stafford, and 6 for the Seahawks. They will end with 7 with JSN. So my takeaway, you can digest that how you will.
I already have a takeaway.
There's a couple of counter arguments that I will accept, but I will let you come to those conclusions as you will. My thought is, this is who the Packers are. They've got a handful of elite players, but they don't have nearly enough to get them deep in the playoffs. That's why they make the playoffs every year. They don't advance far enough. They've got a few studs, but not enough studs, and that doesn't even get into the argument of depth.
Is there a certain amount of games to qualify? Because Tucker Kraft was rated as number 1 or 2 as
Brock Purdy is on the list. So he play 10 games? Something like that? So I would imagine Tucker Kraft would be on this list if he qualified. That is the one that I thought of, is Tucker Kraft might be a 4th on here.
My main takeaway right away will be different than Kyle's, I know this, is that I hate to say it, but Alex Strofe was on to something.
Oh, wow.
Oh, PIPs, Pips.
Playoff impact players that were drafted in the first 3 rounds of the last 3 years would be guys that you'd want on your team starting to play their way into this list. And I bet you if we went through some of the guys on the Rams and Seattle and the Eagles, they would have been drafted in the first 3 rounds of the last 3 years. And the Packers don't have any that were drafted. Traded for, signed or drafted in 2020.
That's
Not
correct.
of the last 3 years.
That's a really good point.
So we'll have to run this by Alex Strofe. You're going to have to give him the list when he gets back and say, find out who the PIPs are, the playoff impact players that were drafted in the last 3 years in the first 3 rounds.
That's why I think it's okay for you to express your frustration with Goody. And my biggest takeaway is Love did more with less. That's clear to me, is that you don't have any guys on offense or weapons that you can put on this list that are top 100. Meanwhile, the Bears have a tight end who had, I believe, 70 catches as a rookie. And again, Tucker Kraft went down. But they have a tight end on a weapon that they already have on the offensive side of football that was contributing and already in the top 100 as players based off of this list. So when I think about this roster, I think about this team, it makes me think about how Jordan Love is doing more with less. And some of the guys that we thought were going to be great contributors on this team, potentially like Romeo Doubs, who's going to be walking away. We thought Elton Jenkins was going to be good at center. He's going to be walking away. Rasheed Walker is going to be moving on as well. It's just not enough, man. It just shows that the Green Bay Packers have to do better at evaluating talent. This is going to be on Goody. Goody needs to do a better job of evaluating talent, and then Matt LaFleur and his staff need to do a better job of cultivating that talent as well.
Strofe labels things horrible for our producers that...
Bro, I don't even,
Just let me get to it.
Awful.
Dun-dun-dun. That's the KBN Sports Desk.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to read the first sentence, and then I'm going to show you how long this list is. I don't even know how to say his name in the 808. On the Carlos Talking text line. I disagree that Jordan Love is better than Sam Darnold. I ain't reading all that.
Wow.
That's a long list.
TLDR right there. I just learned what that meant.
What does that mean?
Too long, didn't read.
Didn't read.
Oh.
And people say TLDR.
Yeah, I didn't know that one.
Okay, look at me educating you, Kyle.
That is. Who told you that?
A buddy.
You've seen a message that you've got, or probably from someone. You're like,
I sent him something long, and he said TLDR. I said, "What does that
Somebody
mean,
sent
dude?"
y'all that before?
Yeah.
Oh,
or no, not like something like whoa.
I would say anybody reading all this, but TLDR.
Too long, didn't read.
Cool. I didn't know what NSFW was for a while.
What's NSFW?
Not suitable for work. I'd be clicking. I would be clicking.
Or not safe for work either.
Not safe. Yeah, I'd be clicking, not knowing what that was.
Yeah. It's good you're not doing that anymore. That's an important one to learn. That's more important than TLDR.
It is more important than TLDR, too long to read. But you know what is really great, not too long, is UWD. And Universal Windows Direct is fantastic. And I'm telling y'all this right now. It is the perfect time to upgrade your windows. February is all about love, and you can love on your windows by buying Universal Windows Direct windows. They have high energy efficient windows. They're fantastic. What I love about my windows in the house is the fact that I can open it up from the bottom or open it up from the top. I love that my windows actually keep the hot air in, especially during times right now where the weather goes back and forth. It's good to know that you can open up your blinds and all you got to do is let that natural heat come in and you're all good with your windows from Universal Windows Direct. And right now, when you buy 2 windows, you get 2 free. You get 0% interest for 36 months and a little extra love from UWDs. They'll give you $500 off your next home improvement project. I'm telling you this right now. They don't force you to buy because nobody should force you to do anything. But once you get done with your consultation, you're going to say, I love my windows. So call them today at 414-410-2000 or visit universalwindowsdirect.com to schedule your free estimate. There is no pressure whatsoever. Get that free estimate and you'll be walking away saying, just like me, I love my Universal Windows Direct.
We're going to hear from Chris Larson on the other side. We got a lot of stuff in the sports world to get to next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
We were going to extend more invites, but I just jumped the gun for some reason at the meeting because I thought I was being like funny and personable, and I just don't know how to read the room. I was like, oh, this guy who doesn't know me is going to think it's hilarious that I'm with Josh, and I'm saying, hey, Josh, you didn't get the first round invite. Suck it.
In what world would that person find that funny, though?
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Southbound on 43, it's been kind of a heavy ride from Capitol Drive pretty much all the way down through the Marquette down to the KK River crossing. Still is, by the way. Northbound is seeing delays from about Kilbourne up towards North Avenue. So giving yourself that extra time through that area would be a good idea. Westbound 94 slowing from 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound, you're looking at delays from 84th Street to Hawley Road. And then on the bypass, we've got backups from Oklahoma Avenue down and around the Hale interchange all the way past Forest Home. We do have a broken down vehicle on 894 westbound right about at Loomis off on the right shoulder, so keep an eye out for that. Might see some delays with that as well. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Rain likely tonight around a half an inch with a low of 34. Tomorrow, morning rain. It switches over to snow. It'll be windy, less than an inch in Milwaukee, 1 to 3 inches to the north and west, a high of 48. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
2026 Brewers tickets are on sale now. This year, it all kicks off at our house with opening day at home, followed up with a schedule that's absolutely loaded. Throw in the same flair for the dramatic thrills on any given night. Plus Brewers giveaways you won't forget. And you've got a season you're going to have to see to believe. Don't miss a second of Brewers action this year. The crew is back for more. All Brewers tickets for the 2026 season are on sale now at Brewers.com.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Michelle Smallman.
You are starting over. This is a new era of Miami Dolphins football. It's so crazy how long it's been since they've been relevant or good. The Dolphins should be a team that is good consistently, and they're not. But obviously, John Eric Sullivan is coming in, and he's saying we need to overhaul this entire roster, and these were steps in that direction yesterday. So I'm not surprised, especially coming off that injury and how the production had dipped for Tyreek Hill during his tenure in Miami. And this is, I'm sure, just the first wave of other moves that are to come for Miami. When I think of football, there's certain places that I think of. I think of Texas, and I think of South Florida. I think of Louisiana. I think of places where football is very omnipresent and the culture there. And for some reason, maybe it's the U, maybe it's the undefeated team, maybe it's my affinity for Dan Marino, South Beach should be a place where football is good and football is relevant.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Your taste buds are in luck. The Reuben is back at Cousin Subs. Try this classic sub grilled to order just for you. Stacked with corned beef, Wisconsin Swiss cheese, and sauerkraut topped with Thousand Island dressing and served on rye bread. And our delicious mint shake is back. Both the Reuben and mint shake can be ordered via the Cousins app or online for a limited time only. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Really excited that a Road at Night, which I've been talking a lot about, was in the Madison area. Well, guess what? Now it is in the Milwaukee area at the Majestic Cinema of Brookfield, February 20th through the 26th. And on Saturday, there's a 4 p.m. showing I'm grateful to be a part of. Again, Majestic Cinema of Brookfield, a 4 p.m. showing with a Q&A with myself, Brian Butch, and Matt LePay. We're going to highlight some of the great stories we have about Howard Moore, as this documentary is very touching. It's a horrible tragedy, but there's a great message in there as well. You learn so much about the man that Howard Moore is. ARoadatnight.com. If you're looking for tickets in the Milwaukee area, the Majestic Cinema of Brookfield, it's worth your time. I'm telling you. The Majestic Cinema of Brookfield, ARoadatnight.com. That's ARoadatnight.com. Get your tickets there and support a wonderful, wonderful man. Ben Bruss, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman. It's time now to hear from Chris Larson, what he's got for us.
All right, guys, let's head on to a couple different sports stories here before we get to former Packers offensive lineman Bryan Bulaga to wrap up the show. 23 years ago today, the Milwaukee Bucks shocked fans everywhere by sending Ray Allen to the Seattle Supersonics for an aging Gary Payton. What do you remember when this trade went down? What were your thoughts when it happened? What do you think about it today? Is this the worst trade in not only Bucks history, but Wisconsin sports history?
Oh, it's up there. It's up there with the worst trades. I mean, I remember...
Why you got to ruin Kyle's day like that, Chris?
I remember I believe I was in 7th grade.
You already knew about it. We talked about it earlier.
6th or 7th grade, and we had basketball practice. We practiced basketball, and then we all go back.
You practice basketball? Practice
basketball. And we would go and we change our shoes out of our basketball shoes to normal shoes. And one of the coaches said, "Oh, wow, Ray Allen just got traded for Gary Payton." And we were all like, "What?" It was mutinous reaction. It was heartbreaking. Ray Allen was my first basketball jerseys I ever got as a kid. I loved Ray Allen.
Yeah, this was an awful trade, and to this day, I do not like George Karl for basically forcing Ray Allen out of here. That trade was not only Gary Payton, but Desmond Mason for Ray Allen, and I think it was maybe Kevin Ollie or somebody else. But the Bucks sent a first-round pick with Ray Allen to get a rental in Gary Payton for like 30 games.
Yeah.
It was disastrous. Disastrous.
Did this dude they did what?
They traded a 20-some-year-old Ray Allen who went on to average like 26 points per game.
Oh, he was amazing in Seattle.
Yeah, the 3 seasons before this trade, Ray Allen All-Star, MVP, like 11th in MVP voting, obviously All-Star, and then All-Star again. Like the dude was an annual All-Star, and then he continued his All-Star streak for a while.
Gary Payton was in his mid-30s at the time. And we brought
Ray
back
Allen was 26.
Desmond Mason, who he can dunk, but that's all he could do. And we traded a first-round pick for an old man. It was crazy. George Karl destroyed the Milwaukee Bucks. He did.
There's also Ronald Murray in that trade as well, and Kevin Ali, like you mentioned.
Yeah, okay, that was the other one. Yeah,
Ray Allen was so swaggy. He was so swaggy.
Dude, I was at the game where he hit 9 3-pointers in a playoff game. I was at that game. Incredible. Dude was amazing. When we got Giannis and Giannis wore 34, I said, who in the heck does he think he is wearing number 34? That's exactly what I said. That's how influential and great Ray Allen was.
He's great.
I'm trying to see where this ranks from ChatGPT. It's obviously the worst in Bucks history.
I just typed in Ray Allen stats, and it takes me to Basketball Reference. You know Ray Allen? Ray is his middle name. You know what his first name is?
Something with a W.
Yes, you're right.
Not Walt.
Wilford?
What did you say?
Wilbur? Wilden?
No. Walter.
Walter. It is
Walter Ray Allen.
Okay.
Yeah, Wilbur's better.
He could have been Walter Allen.
Charlotte Hornets trading Kobe's draft rights to the Lakers. They also have Bucks trading Dirk on this list.
Now, the Dirk trade was already done. You know who they got with that one? Robert Tractor
Trailer, yeah.
Oh, wow.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Hawks trading Bill Russell's rights to the Celtics.
That has to be rough. Hawks never recovered.
Hawks never recovered. Chris?
All right, let's move on here. We talked about it a little earlier in the show with Jason Wilde when he joined us, but the Chicago Bears on the move. The Hammond Bears? Chicago Bears apparently have taken a big step forward in finding a new site for their stadium. Today, Indiana lawmakers unanimously approved an amendment to a bill that would pave the way for the Bears to move to Hammond, Indiana. The proposal would create a Northwest Indiana Stadium Authority with the power to issue bonds, acquire land, and finance construction. Just minutes later, then, the House Speaker of Indiana announced the Bears will commit $2 billion, that's with a B, $2 billion toward a proposed stadium project near Wolf Lake in Northwest Indiana. What do you guys think about this?
Well, the $2 billion I don't think is any different than what they were offering to build in the Cook County area of Arlington Heights. It was just the lawmakers and the legislators and the congressmen and all of them didn't want to help support building transportation and parking and infrastructure around what they were putting up for the $2 billion. They didn't want to help with any of that.
It's so short-sighted. First of all, it's hilarious. The idea that the Bears could be in Indiana, but it's short-sighted because if you think about Illinois, I mean, yes, maybe to increase your taxes for a minute. There are already plenty high taxes over there. But you think about, we're proposing a dome stadium. So you got Chicago, maybe Indiana Bears game. You got Bears games. You got concerts.
Long term, it was concerts. It was like World Cup. Like
there
was so much land. I grew up in Arlington Heights.
Yeah,
there's so much land over there. I went to the racetrack to bet the ponies all the time. I was so sad when they shut that down. And they shut it down. They're not even bringing the team over there.
It would just be hilarious if the Bears. That'd probably still keep the name Chicago Bears, but just to troll them, call them the Indiana Bears.
They'll forever be the Gary or Indiana Bears, the Hammond Bears, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's close to happening, and I think the realization is getting there. But there's probably going to be some last-minute move from some politicians. This is just playing hardball by the Chicago Bears to say, you know what? Y'all not gonna do this. We're gonna move to Indiana, and once Indiana, their governor has spoken out. Once you get all that movement, I think Illinois is gonna take one last moment to push to make sure it happens. They can keep them, but I could care less. I hate the Bears. I hope Chicago loses them, so they're salty.
You hate Chicago?
I hate Chicago. I really do. So I mean, if Indiana has 2 football teams, Chicago has 0. I'm not gonna let y'all claim them. You can't claim a team not in your state.
No, you cannot.
New York and New Jersey have a different relationship than Chicago and Indiana. 2 completely different. Illinois.
You can't say that.
Yes, I can.
New York people are embarrassed by New Jersey. They would move the state out of there. It's the lowest form of humanity in the world to people in New York.
New York people have looked down on New Jersey big time.
Better.
I think Indiana, the state, is the armpit of the Midwest.
I mean, people fly.
Northern Kentucky. That's come on.
Fly
Indiana's horrible.
It is. You fly into New Jersey a lot of times. They play in New Jersey. Folks work in New York who live in New Jersey. Like, there's how many people live in Indiana?
The only people living in New Jersey are poor people. Nobody in New York.
You know the founder and CEO of this company is from New Jersey. He ain't poor because he paying you and me.
You go walk on the streets and ask people in New York what they think of New Jersey. I'd rather be dead than live there.
Well, if they're walking, hopefully they have good joints.
Yeah, exactly. You ain't going to be walking if you're feeling pain in your knees, your hips, your shoulders, or your back. But that's where QC Kinetics is coming to the rescue. And QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. That means there's non-surgical, drug-free treatments that uses your body's own natural healing power at the cellular level to get rid of that inflammation, get rid of that pain for the long term. I've been to the Greenfield office, and man, it is unbelievable to see all the tools in their toolkit to make sure that you are being treated how you need to be treated, putting on a personalized path to a pain-free life, and using everything that QC Kinetics has for you. So don't wait any longer. The year is flying by. It'll be spring and summer before you know it, and you're going to wish that you would have called QC Kinetics right now for your free consultation. And no obligation consultation where I guarantee you learn something and where most people walk out of that saying, how can I start my treatments right now? Call QC Kinetics today at 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298.
Also, it is funny that all of the Bears players live in like the nice areas north of Chicago and country clubs and all that. Where the hell are they going to live if they're in Indiana?
Training facility is
same
in
place.
Chicago.
Not that far away. Not that far to go.
That's a lie. Getting from Lake Forest to Homer,
it's going to be at least an hour. It's at least.
Well, it depends what time of the day. For them, no.
Will they practice in Chicago?
The training facilities in the northern suburbs.
So
it's
just
crazy.
On game day. Maybe they take a little plane. I don't know.
Bulaga, the Super Bowl champ.
You need to show more respect for Hammond.
No thanks. Next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
We need the final end here.
Yes, we do, Jason.
Oh, okay. Screw you, Ben Brust.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. All day, every day. The Carbless talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. February is all about love, and while you're out here showing love to your partner, don't forget about a place that shows up for you every single day, your home. Right now, when you buy 2 windows, you get 2 free. That's a real deal, and there's no limit. You'll also get 0% interest for 36 months, $500 off your next home improvement project. Call 414-410-2000 or visit universalwindowsdirect.com to schedule your free estimate today. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
This is Coach Greg Gard. Strong teams succeed with the right partners. Bank CMG works closely with Wisconsin business owners, offering local insight, modern tools, and honest guidance you can trust. They take the time to understand your goals and help you build something sustainable. Whether you're managing cash flow, planning for growth, or navigating change, having the right banking partner matters. When your business matters, your bank should too. BankCMG.com.
Tired of waking up exhausted? That dad bod weighing you down? Let's get you back to the old you. If your energy, focus, and drive aren't what they used to be, your hormones could be out of balance. At Mentality, we'll dig into what's really going on, then build a personalized, science-backed plan using hormone therapy and peptide treatments to get your brain and your body back on track. So stop telling yourself you're just getting older. Book your appointment now at lowtusa.com. Right now, all new patient labs are covered in your treatment plan. That's a savings of $250. Go to lowtusa.com.
Many wins. Many, 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 many wins. Waiting at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. This February, you could break the bank and get down with a share of $300,000 in prizes. Bust out your rewards card and play to earn entries. It all goes down with Thursday drawings. Break the bank. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
February means big savings at Exterior Pros and Baths. Upgrade your home with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, new siding, or a beautiful bath makeover and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings, but only for a limited time during our February winter savings event. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com now. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
Elevate your game day gear or any outfit with official merchandise from the Milwaukee Bucks Pro Shop. From authentic jerseys to exclusive apparel and accessories, the Bucks Pro Shop has everything you need to showcase your fandom wherever you go. Cheer the Deer to victory with authentic Milwaukee Bucks items. Visit us at the Bucks Pro Shop at Fiserv Forum or Bayshore Mall, or shop online at shop.bucks.com.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Joining us now before the Homer Hour on Kyle Brust and Nortman is the Super Bowl champ, Bryan Bulaga. Bryan, welcome in.
How we doing, guys?
Doing well.
USA!
Electric gold medal game for the women's hockey team. Did you have a chance to enjoy that?
I did watch. I got to watch pretty much the whole thing, especially overtime. It was fantastic.
Awesome stuff. And as we continue to dissect the Rich Bisaccia news, I still continue to ask the same question myself. Tausch is on this special teams kick. They're going to need a new special teams coordinator. Do they get a situations guy like Brad said they had in Carolina? They got to revamp the offensive line if they let guys go in free agency. Obviously, you want some more edge rushers. You got to look at the cornerback room. Where are your two priorities for the Packers through the free agency, which, if they can create cap space to go after guys?
Yeah. If
make
it's
it,
me,
make
I'm
it
gonna
specific
try to,
positions if you could, because Tausch really wants a center. You know, he thinks that's really important.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important too. So I'm with Tausch. Center would be great. He and I talked about that yesterday. Linderbaum, if they're able to do that from the Ravens, that would be fantastic. And then I think interior D line, if that's available. Those would be the two free agency options that I would go to if there's guys available that you like, and like you said, if you can create cap space. Because I think interior defensive line definitely needs to be bolstered. There's no doubt about that. And I think if you pick up a center, that solidifies a lot of things in that group that then allows you a lot more flexibility throughout the draft to say if you want to address corner or you want to add more interior linemen, defensive lineman depth, or even more lineman depth. I think it frees you up a little bit.
Okay, Bryan, so you said a center's important. Tausch says a center was important. I believe a center's important. So how in the world did Goody not invest in a center because he decided that he was going to try to move Elton Jenkins to center and then move Sean Ryan to center? How did we not have a true center on the roster if that position, which I believe was extremely important, is that important?
Well, maybe they were thinking that they thought they had the center on the roster with Elton. That was what they were thinking, is that was going to work itself out. They'd get 2 years out of that potentially. And then they'd be able to address it later on down the line, right? And they'd be able to bring someone in and address it a little bit later. But clearly didn't go as planned. Sean Ryan stepped in. He's a free agent. Not sure if they're going to retain him. And that's kind of where we're at right now. That's essentially where we're at as a kind of an offensive line. We don't have a center that's on the roster. Got questions at left tackle, our right tackles. I can't confirm he had surgery, but I would guess he had surgery on his knee. The right guard, while he was a rookie, played really well for parts of the season that he was in there, but still has a a lot to improve on. And then the left guard, obviously the big free agent signing from last year. Again, I'm assuming he's going to be back. We don't know. But also was up and down with performances. So there's just a lot of questions in that room right now.
Brian, Pro Football Focus came out with an article, top 101 players from 2025. They haven't released the top 20, so we've got 100 through 21. McKinney, 66. Jordan Love, 37th. Micah Parsons is going to be somewhere in the top 20. He hasn't been listed yet. But Packers will, in the end, have 3 players listed in these top 101 players. If you look at the rest of the NFC, the Seahawks have 6 already, and they're going to have 7 with JSN. The Rams have 8. They're going to have 9 with Stafford. 4 for Philadelphia and San Francisco, 3 for Chicago. So the long story is these elite teams have more guys ranked in the top 100. What do you think is the reason for this talent gap that the Packers have compared to these other NFL teams as it stands, or NFC teams as it stands right now?
Well, I think if you play better and you get further into the playoffs, you'll have more guys in there. It's always like that, right? You play better, more guys get recognized, and that's what Pro Football Focus basing that off their ratings too.
Yeah,
so
Pro Football Focuses ratings on each.
Yeah, like I'm just going to be brutally honest. Like, I don't care about their ratings.
Yeah, give us an anti-Pro Football Focus stance, because Brad is a numbers guy.
I am a numbers guy.
I think it's someone sitting on their couch thinking they know what they're watching with tape and thinking they know schemes or what the call is or what the play is or what an assignment should be or what a good throw is, what a bad throw is, what a good decision is, what a bad decision is, making a grade. And to me, that's junk. That's why I think it's junk. So I could care less where they rate guys.
Brad Nerdman is junk. That's what you are.
Well, he's not saying Nerdman's junk. He's saying Pro Football Focus is junk. Is there another area that you think is better for evaluation, Brian?
Watching the film.
Well, yeah, watching it and understanding kind of what's going on. I mean, if someone misses a block or missed tackle, it's really like, okay, that wasn't good. But sometimes Pro Football Focus gives grades when guys play great and they get like a 60%, and it's like, well, how does that make any sense? How do you get a 60% when you played really good? Like, it just makes no sense.
Love it. More controversy for tomorrow. Bryan Bulaga and Homer, they're up next in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
We've got delays along southbound 41 now, just before Silver Spring.